Everyone, the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry organizes a panel discussion on a biotechnology industrial scenario. I, Dr. Darshan Marjadi, co-chairman of Biotechnology Committee of SGCCI, heartily welcome all of you. Friends, as you are aware with the fact that Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry is basically working as a voice of an industry of a particular South Gujarat region. At present, there are more than 10,000 members of this particular SGCCI. Indirectly, the Chamber of Commerce is connected with more than 140 different organizations, and altogether it is directly or indirectly connected with the more than 1 lakh people throughout the nation. As a part of development of an upcoming field that is known as a biotechnology, and there are so many people who are willing to do the business in the field of biotechnology or in an allied area. By considering that particular fact, the panel discussion with 6 eminent personality has been organized by the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce. So, to begin this particular panel discussion, first of all, I would like to invite Vice President of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce, Sri Rameshbhai Vagarshia, for his welcome address. Sir, please.
Good evening, friends. It's really a matter of great pleasure for me to welcome the honorable guests, learned guests and speakers on the stage, and very curiously would like to learn the people in audience. I would like to welcome you all on behalf of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Honorable Dr. Anand Bhadalkar, Director, Savli Technology Incubator, GSBTM, Government of Gujarat, and Joint Director of GSBTM. Dr. Shiva Chettiar, CEO, Gen Explore, Ahmedabad. Sri Mayank Sharma, Entrepreneur, Mayank Aqua, Olpad. Tejas Bengali, Co-founder, STRumed Solutions Private Limited, Surat. Nirmal Yadav, Chairman, Green Agro Private Limited. Gaurav Shah, Coordinator, Department of Biotechnology, VNSGU, Surat, and Chairman of the Biotechnology Committee of SGCCI, and our beloved Darshan Marjadi, who is anchoring and coordinating the program today, and very enthusiastic Darshan Marjadi. All you are invited guest participants and friends of the trade and industry. I warmly welcome all of you to this wonderful session on biotechnology industry scenario. Friends, India is among the top 12 destinations for biotechnology worldwide and third largest destination for biotechnology in Asia Pacific. You are all aware of that, in which way and how the India is growing in the field of biotechnology. In 2022, India's biotechnology industry was crossed $80.12 billion, growing 14% from the previous year. The Indian bioeconomy has witnessed a manifold increase in valuation in the past 10 years. With the COVID-19 giving the industry a much needed push, India bioeconomy grew from $70.2 billion to $80.12 billion in 2021. My friends, there are approximately 5,000 biotech firms in industry, with 4,240 startups and 760 functioning core biotech enterprises, with the number of new businesses expected to exceed 10,000 by 2024. The global biotechnology market size was estimated at $1,023.92 billion in 2021 and is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate CAGR of 13.9% from 2022 to 2030. Gujarat has its independent biotechnology policy which has very attractive incentives. Gujarat is also home to India's largest pharmaceutical industry in India. We therefore is competent state when it comes to biotech. I am sure that today's panel discussion will evoke in-depth analysis on the various opportunities rising in the sector with respect to capabilities of our region. My dear friends, you are all aware and know India has been marching towards going to be a world leader in each and every corner and field of the business and industry. Not only that, but in the political field, we are a leading country in the world, now going to be one of the leading. And therefore, with the concept of New India, which our beloved Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is dreaming in his mind, is the dreaming in the mind of every Indian citizen. And therefore, we have to march towards at the highest level of achievement of our goals, whatever and whichever the field it may be. But we have to make efforts collectively and together. And making these efforts in our right direction, the right direction and right guidance and right movement to be given by learned and knowledgeable experts we have here on this event and occasion. With the guidance of all these learned people and speakers, we need to promise to our country that we will do something whatever hitherto has not been happened and has not been made to lead our country. Every effort from every person in every field will make its importance to the world. And therefore, as a responsible person from the business and industry, as a Vice President of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I appeal all of you. You are not doing only for what you are doing for you, but you are doing for you and for the country also. Please keep in the mind these thoughts and make the efforts in that direction which may lead India to lead the world. Thank you. Again, I welcome all of you, my dear friends and honorable guests and speakers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And memorable remarks. We are indeed fortunate to have you over here. Moving towards the next part of agenda, introduction and floral welcome. Friends, the panel discussion subject is a biotechnology industrial scenario. And when we use the word biotechnology, itself it suggests that it's an umbrella. It's a interdisciplinary field. The first panelist we are having, currently he is working as a joint director at Gujarat State Biotechnology Mission and founder director of a Savli Technological Incubator. Both of the organization belongs to Department of Science and Technology, Government of Gujarat. If I talk about his education, he possessed the PhD degree in life science and along with that, he possesses an MBA degree in the strategic management and finance. A person who is always eager for biotechnology commercialization, its development, a person who considers as a ecosystem enabler with the help of government support. Let's put your hand together to welcome our first panelist of the day, Dr. Anand Bhadalkar. I request Vice President Sri Ramesh Bhai to welcome Anand sir with flower as well as a moment. Thank you, sir. I request Ramesh sir. Sir, please be there. Second panelist of the day, as I talk about the interdisciplinary, we require a person from a background which is known as a genetics. He is a person who is working as a director at a Gene Explore Diagnostic and Research Center which is located in Ahmedabad. With his enthusiasm and dedication, at present he is having the various branches of Gene Explore in a city like Mumbai, Chandigarh, Lucknow, Vadodara, Indore, and also he is expanding his branches recently into the country like Nepal. Let's put your hand together to welcome second panelist of the day, Dr. Shiva Chettiar. I request Ramesh sir to please do the honor. A third panelist is considered as one of the youngest director of a company, namely Mayank Aqua Limited. He possesses a master's degree in biotechnology and business administration from the United Kingdom. As a young entrepreneur, Mayank is planning to take aquaculture industry at the next level by using the biotechnology. Let's put your hand together to welcome a third panelist of the day, Mr. Mayank Sharma. When we talk about the subject biotechnology, it is going to show the emptiness without involvement of an instrument. The third panelist of the day is a co-founder, director and CTO of STRumed Solution Private Limited. He is a medical device technology innovator and has designed 20 plus medical devices in vitro diagnosis. He is also winner of one of the very prestigious Golden Peacock Innovator Award. Let's put your hand together to welcome Mr. Tejas Bengali. When we are talking about the South Gujarat region, and if we not include the agriculture field into it, there must be something missing. A person who is a chairman of a Green Agro Service Private Limited, which provides a management and advisory service to the farmers, which includes the agro input management, plant nutrition management, soil and tissue analysis. He is one of the person who become a part of an Indian delegation in the year 2007, who met a Barack Obama and represented the Gujarat over there. Let's put your hand together to welcome another panelist, Dr. Nirmal Yadav. When we talk about the biotechnology industrial scenario, and if we miss out an academician, an eminent academician, that is not a right thing. A person who is an associate professor and coordinator of Department of Biotechnology VNSGU, he possesses a teaching experience of 20 years and published 14 research papers. Chairman of Biotechnology Committee at the Southern Gujarat of Chambers of Commerce. Let's put your hand together for Dr. Gaurav Shah. Thank you very much, sir. Please, Ramesh sir. without wasting much of the time, straight away we are moving for our business and straight away we'll begin the discussion. Well, the idea is like that. First, I will ask a question from here to the particular panelist. You are supposed to raise your hand. I will give you a mic, then you will ask a question. We'll begin in this particular way. So, the first question of mine to the government representative, Dr. Anand Bhadalkar. Sir, recently all of us had witnessed a launching of a new biotechnology policy, and according to that, the aim of that policy suggests that government of Gujarat, along with the help of a Gujarat State Biotechnology Mission, they are willing to make Gujarat a globally recognized biotechnology hub. Sir, I request to provide your input on this particular word, how the government is looking to recognize Gujarat as a biotechnology hub.
Thank you, Darshan, for that question. And first thing first, thank you SGCCI for this opportunity, Ramesh Bhai, and the entire team, Gaurav, Darshan. They have been friends for many years now. So thank you. This is a delight to come and speak. This is my second or third opportunity to speak from this hall. But yes, and an equal delight to share dais with such a learned panel here, right? Also a delight to see some such young people out here. और आपने देखा मयंक को, हमारे मयंक एग्रो वाले मयंक को देखा और आप ये समझ गए कि बस 2-3 साल की बात है, उधर से इधर आ गए, ऐसा भी लग रहा है। हाँ, मतलब उन्होंने पापड़ ज़्यादा बेले हैं, लेकिन बट यू कैन सी दिस, ओके। उधर से इधर आने में कितना टाइम लगता है तो अलग बात है, लेकिन जितने पापड़ उन्होंने बेले उससे कम तुम लोगों को बेलने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि जिससे बताया कि सरकार कुछ चीज़ें कर रही है। सो आई टॉक टू यू अबाउट दैट एज वेल। अच्छा, क्योंकि इन्होंने बिकॉज आई गेट टू सी दैट देयर आर यंग पीपल आउट देयर, आल्सो स्लाइटली मोर यंग पीपल in the front also, so I will also talk about the policy a bit later, but the question was सरकार क्या कर रही है बायोटेक्नोलॉजी को बढ़ाने के लिए। Okay, so the government of Gujarat, okay, see, science and technology per se is a central subject. आप कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में देखोगे तो कुछ कंकरेंट लिस्ट होते हैं, कुछ स्टेट लिस्ट होता है, कुछ सेंट्रल लिस्ट होता है। तो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ाने की जिम्मेदारी वैसे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की होती है। तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट क्या कर रहा है, बट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रियलाइज दैट नहीं यार, ये बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कुछ तो जादू की छड़ी है, उससे बहुत कुछ काम हो सकता है एंड इसको कुछ करना चाहिए। वे बैक इन 2004, दैट वाज व्हेन मिशन वाज बॉर्न टू 2004 गुजरात स्टेट बायोटेक्नोलॉजी मिशन वाज बॉर्न, एंड दिस इज वेयर जो है दुकान हमारी चालू पड़ी। नाउ इन दिस मिशन वी रियलाइज दैट थोड़ा रिसर्च फंडिंग करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए। सो आई हैव बीन एसोसिएटेड फ्रॉम डे वन विद दिस मिशन and we started doing that, but then we realized that see, ये जो काम है ये हाँ established pharma companies wanting to diversify, established other players or second generation people who diversify into this, ये तो है, लेकिन this is knowledge intensive. It will entail some other people coming down wanting to establish proof of concept and so on. So और कुछ ऐसा करना है तो they'll need high capital amount, they'll need funds, they'll need laboratory facilities, they'll need some, you know, the complications of this field are enormous. How? It has high gestation period. Okay, quickly 3 महीने में कुछ एक कोड लिख के हो गया ऐसा तो नहीं होता है. It takes more time, it takes more money, you need laboratory facilities, which is where we realize banks भी पैसा नहीं दे रहे हैं, लोन आसानी से नहीं हो रहा है, so we formed venture funds and in course of time other things. All that we did, okay, came to a boiling point in 2017 where we realized कि भाई बहुत सारा काम हो चुका है लेकिन फिर भी लोगों तक नहीं पहुंच रहा है, तो लाओ इसको कुछ रीस्ट्रक्चर किया जाए. Okay, so what did we do? So in 2017 it was we already had come up with one policy जिसका term end हो गया, अभी हमने नई पॉलिसी रिलीज की. But then I'll take you flashback to 2017 where we restructured the entire biotech mission into different organizations. Okay, some of the research work that we had started and had gone up, for example, police department के साथ हमने उनको DNA फिंगरप्रिंटिंग क्या होता है, कैसे होता है करके शुरू किया, which eventually led to the Forensic Science Lab or Forensic Science Directorate and eventually today the National Forensic Science University. Okay, तो थोड़ा शुरू करके फिर दे दिया पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट को. Similarly, फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट के साथ मिल करके कुछ शुरू किया था, which is now Wildlife Genomics Institute of Gujarat. Okay, जो और किसी को दिया नहीं, जो हमारे पास पड़ा था, that is now in form of Gujarat Biotech Research Center, which is now coming up with newer technologies. So if you are passionate for research, if you are passionate for technology development, come join us in our GBRC. Okay. तो ये GSBTM में से एक अलग करके GBRC बना. एक और चीज अलग किया, and that is technological innovations. अगर कर रहे हो, business model जोड़ रहे हो, उसमें startups कर रहे हो, तो Savli Technology and Business Incubator के नाम से हमने एक अलग किया. So which is ready-made, furnished, equipped laboratories with scale-up facilities, with lot of programs, IP clinic, funding clinic वगैरह वो सब क्या करते हैं बताता हूँ. But where young people like you who have ideas or who do not have ideas, who come, ready-made laboratory facilities, some of them, most of the things are free of cost. Come, start up. Okay, तो इसके लिए a lot of people from Surat are already incubating there. Okay, so there is a Surti group there. मजा करते हैं हम लोग उधर, तो तुम लोग भी आओ उधर, तो भी या so in coincidentally out of a small team, जो the team that manages instrument, that manages the incubator, out of 8 or 9 of us, 4 of them are from Surat. Okay, so 4 nahi, yeah, 3 or 4 of them are from Surat. We have a few incubators from Surat. So ये सूरत के साथ तो रोनाल्डो वर्ग है. Okay, so this is the second one, startup वाला component. फिर एक गुजरात बायोटेक यूनिवर्सिटी बनाया, okay, with deep collaboration with University of Edinburgh. You are interested into academics. Very interestingly, we have MSc by research, primarily to, you know, interdisciplinary पढ़ के you want to come up with a deep tech, you know, startup. So this is where things. सबके लिए पैसा चाहिए, okay. तो पैसे के लिए we have all types of funding mechanism, grant funding, seed funding, equity funding, and so on. But all of it need not be done from one place, because we realize startups कहाँ आते हैं, incubator. So we have put in seed fund and other things out there to the incubator. Okay. लेकिन commercialization, for example, now Mayank wants to expand. Okay. तो उसके लिए क्या है, पॉलिसी है. अब ये जो पॉलिसी जिसकी बात कर रहे थे, जिसका ग्लैमर कुछ अलग है ऑब्वियसली. ओके, अब शाहरुख है और नवाजुद्दीन है ना. तो पॉलिसी जो है वो थोड़ा सा इसके लिए ग्लैमर उसके लिए थोड़ा ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है, बिकॉज अगेंस्ट एन इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ फॉर एग्जाम्पल 100 crore તમને 25 crore પાછી રિટર્ન કરી દેવામાં આવે છે. ઓકે, it is reimbursed to you in capex 25%, but within a ceiling of 200 crores, which means that if you invest up to 800 crores, we are able to return you 25%, 200 crores onto capex. Onto opex side, you understand capex and opex? Okay, capex क्या होता है, जो फर्स्ट टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है, पहले 1-2 साल में जो कंपनी को खड़ा करने के लिए जो चाहिए होता है लैबोरेटरीज, उसको कैपिटल एक्सपेंसेस बोलते हैं, उसको शॉर्ट फॉर्म में कैपेक्स बोलते हैं. ओके, फिर ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस के लिए 15% ऑफ ऑपरेशनल एक्सपेंसेस जो है ईयर ऑन ईयर अप टू 25 crores, ओके, विल बी रिटर्न टू यू. देन આ બધો ધંધો થાય તો લોન ઉપર થાય ને, તો તમે લોન લેશો, ઓકે, બજારમાંથી जो भी 100 crore 200 crore, कितने में मिलेगा तुमको? 8.5% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. फर्स्ट 7% विल बी बोर्न इन बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. ओके, देन मैन पावर रखोगे तो मैन पावर के लिए हाँ उसका जो भी तुमको रेम्यूनरेशन तो देना होगा, लेकिन ईपीएफ का एक कंपोनेंट होता है, प्रोविडेंट फंड का जो कंपोनेंट है. सो इन केस ऑफ फीमेल एम्प्लॉइज, एनी नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज, 100% of your contribution, employees' contribution for female employees will be borne by the state government for 5 years. Okay. For male employees, it's 75%. Okay. 75% of your expenses will be borne by state government. Then there are some, आत्मनिर्भर गुजरात फेलोशिप में ऐसा सब अलग अलग कंपोनेंट्स है उसके. आई डोंट गेट इनटू डिटेल्स, बट ऐसे छोटे छोटे बहुत सारा कंपोनेंट, इंक्लूसिव ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी एक्विजिशन और ऐसा सब. तो ये सारा तो ग्रांट फंडिंग का कंपोनेंट है. मैं स्टूडेंट हूँ, मुझको तो सिर्फ एक प्रोजेक्ट लिखना है, तो ये मैं पॉलिसी में तो नहीं, उसके लिए हमारे पास अलग मैकेनिज्म्स है, वो कर सकते हैं. अच्छा, मैं तो अभी थोड़ा आगे निकल चुका हूँ, कुछ कर लिया है मैंने, और अब मुझको ये टेस्ट करना है. वी हैव सम फंडिंग मैकेनिज्म्स फॉर दैट, वी हैव लैबोरेटरी फैसिलिटीज फॉर दैट. ओके, वी हैव, आई मीन, उसके बाद मुझको अभी एस्टैब्लिश करना है. ओके, मुझको लैब में खुद मेरी बना लूंगा. आई वांट सम ब्राउनफील्ड स्पेसेस, वी हैव दैट. ओके, सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग एंड ऐसे सब के लिए. उसके आगे मुझको लैंड चाहिए, लैंड जहां पे मैं आई वांट टू बिल्ड अप माय ओन फैक्ट्री, माय ओन फैसिलिटी. सो वी हैव ग्रीनफील्ड फैसिलिटीज इन फॉर्म ऑफ बायोटेक पार्क एंड वी आर एडिंग सम मोर स्पेसेस आउट देयर. ओके, इसके आगे वेंचर फंड्स. ओके, सो वी क्रिएटेड द गुजरात बायोटेक वेंचर फंड, उसके बाद गुजरात बायोटेक स्टार्टअप वेंचर फंड. ओके, और अब जो है मतलब उसमें से सारा पैसा बनाया, तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इज उसको रीप्लाविंग बैक इनटू द सेम फील्ड कि कैसे कर सकते हैं. एंड द लास्ट थिंग दैट वी हैव कम अप विद इज एन इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज वेंचर फंड. वन ऑफ द बेनिफिशियरीज इज अ सूरत बेस्ड स्टार्टअप आउट देयर who's done a very interesting project. I am sure मैं इतना सारा बोलूंगा, बाकी लोगों को बोलने का चांस नहीं. तो मैं but I want to talk about this project later on. जहाँ पे ये emerging technologies is a huge 500 crore venture fund. No other state government has come up with 100 crore every year for 5 years. 500 crore venture fund. Okay, where ticket size is anywhere 10 to 15 crore. Okay, per project. तो यहाँ तक क्लिक कर रखा है. So I broke his question into two parts. Government क्या कर रही है और policy. Okay, उन्होंने बोला, तो मैंने गवर्नमेंट क्या क्या कर रही है वो सारा बताने की कोशिश की, एंड पॉलिसी. I'll be open to questions, and thank you for a long answer to your short question.
Thank you very much, sir. With the era like SPT, GBRC, Gujarat Biotechnology University, and venture funding, I am sure that the aim of the policy to recognize the Gujarat as a biotech hub, that will be going to become a fulfill very soon. Thank you very much, sir, for your answer. Moving towards the next panelist, Dr. Shiva Chettiar. Well, friends, Dr. Shiva Chettiar ने जब अपना PhD किया था, वो PhD के टॉपिक को लेके ही उन्होंने अभी जो अपना जो एंटरप्राइज है जीन एक्सप्लोर, वो उन्होंने लॉन्च किया है. So there are many young researcher I'm able to see over here. It is not like that you cannot continue your PhD work after the completion of PhD and you cannot do the business from that. My question to Dr. Shiva, from a businessman to a researcher and now to again is an entrepreneur, what is the reason? How you correlate this journey with your PhD thesis and degree? And according to you, what are the opportunity available in the field of diagnostic?
First of all, thank you everyone, especially Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Darshan Marjadi, and all the persons who are involved in organizing this event, ensuring the panelists being here, ensuring you all coming down, giving your invitation and making available the time, the space. So thank you all for that. And answering to the question, I come from a business family, very small scale business family, from food industries to silk and everything. I was an outcast right from my childhood, so I started having questions. Why this? Why not? Why this? That took me to science, from science to bachelor's and master's. And my interest in human genetics started right from my master's point. It's working. So I started working on human genetics when frankly there was no clinical diagnosis. We didn't even know this was the scope in 2004 and 3. There was nothing like. There was a small program run by government since 1980s. There was a small clinic which was being run from Gujarat University. So I took my fellowship from there, and we did just karyotype of some ambiguous genitalia or some maybe dysmorphic kids, and that used to be run only one day in a week. But I asked a question, why not doing it more professionally? And then we worked together during my PhD for some part of human genetics, especially infertility and all. And as sir told, there was something left in that one small perk of the entire government's interest. Government at that time supported a program called Gen Dias. So this was the first program supported by government to run a genetic diagnostic center, which is still now standing in Gujarat University. Of course, with a limited capacity because it was being formed in a government structure and it has to be run in that way. So that was a very good initiative, and that gave me an idea ki why not doing that? Why not taking it as a profession? But frankly, there are family pressures, then I need to have earned something. So I joined university as an academician and researcher. I joined at that time VNSGU and SRKI, Ramakrishna Institute, as an teaching in animal biotechnology. And that also tells me that Dr. Darshan Marjadi is ex-colleague to me, and we worked together for a couple of years in the same department teaching to master students. So, although I was teaching for 4 years here, my basic instinct of working in human genetics still carved somewhere within, and the DNA, the blood comes in somewhere to do business. So I decided one day morning and just simply put up my resignation, even without discussion to anyone, not to my family, and then thought of starting up Gene Explore. That was the first day that name of the company came up. In 2013 and 14 we registered as a private limited company. I started full-fledged operations in 2015, somewhere in 15. From that day we started our Gene Explore in a very small 8x8 cubicle, one microscope, one laminar, one table. And that is where everything started with. The first month, myself and my co-founder Dr. Alpesh Patel, we did a business of 8,000. Of all three of us who were working and everything. And from that day, brick by brick, we have added today. Gene Explore stands at 16,000 square feet area, the new premises. We have 8 labs, as Sir has told. Now we are present in 12 countries and 10 states of India. And in IVF, oncology and neurology, we work extensively, not only doing clinical diagnosis, but enormous research. We have 12 patents, which are in the line of diagnostics. We have some tests like endometrial receptivity assay out of my own research. One of my PhD program, PhD student, she worked on an ICMR project, and this test was developed. Anyone wants to get this ERA test, it has to be routed to Gene Explore by our sister cousin companies. So all my PhD students, my PhD work was same. I worked in infertility, male infertility, and today we are doing the clinical diagnosis. All my PhD students who are working in different universities as guides and guide and co-guide, I always tell them, if you are taking a topic for your PhD, it should be a test or it should be a product tomorrow. If you don't have that confidence, don't pursue that line. That's a simple thing. I'm not an academician doing basic science. So here at Gene Explore, it's a business. You want to pursue a PhD, come up with a concept, tell this is the product and this is the potential of this product. And frankly, all this 12 designs, 12 patents, what we have done is all on the 12 different research, which directly or indirectly some of the students who have worked with me. So I want to emphasize on this point is India has transformed in last 70-75 years from trading economy to innovative and knowledge-based economy. Today, government, today the society, the marketplace is ready for that. If you have innovative ideas, you have concept, you have a bridge between two problems. You can reduce the issue or you can give a kind of solution to a problem. Definitely there is an acceptance, definitely there is some support available in form of venture capitalists, in form of government policies, in form of the angel funders, everything. But the point is you need to pursue that, you need to see the problems. Whenever you are problems are scattered. I would like to give an example. There was a delegate from India, 12 delegates who were taken to Sweden. Sweden is known for startups and unicorns, maximum unicorns are being there. So fortunately I was a part of it, and it was a 15 days program where we have to visit different parts of Sweden, different companies and different organization institutes. So one of them was the Nobel Center. So we went there and they gave us a form. That was a hospital, a multi-specialty hospital. They just gave us a form, find the problems. The entire day we have to just go around the entire building, the process, their operations, their facility, and we have to find the problems. And at the end of the day, we have to give, these are the problems that we found in your organization, in your institute. and they proudly accepted it also. So they are open to that. And this problem finding exercise is the core of any startup or any innovation. You need to see the problems, if this can be kind of eased out, or it can be made easier. Simple, your Google Maps or anything you take, your Paytm, these are the easing the method, easing the process. And all this, like Zoom car, one of, he was my friend from Bangalore, he started, he said, yaar, car nahi milta hai yahan pe. He came from New Zealand, and he said, yaar, car nahi milta. And then next year he launched and he texted me, Shiva, now you will be having car anywhere in India. So these are the ideas which been transformed to unicorns here from India also. So just keep thinking in your own respective interest, in your respective field, in your even household. If you find a simple solution to a problem, pursue that to take it to a product. And if in that part, if you require anyone from this panel or anyone from government, please pursue and go and talk to them. Feel free to talk to them. Don't be shying out. कि ये क्या है, इसमें क्या है, इसमें ही सब कुछ है, लेंस कार्ट. It's simple. It's a very simple product which has eased the life of certain people, and today it's a multi-billion company, right? So don't worry or don't shy out from anything. Several of my ideas that we were discussing a long back, today they have transformed to a company. So we are a consortium of 9 companies only out of ideas, without any investments. So I think I've tried to answer. There is nothing like academics, research, business, they are not different arena. You can get connected, you can bridge up, you can learn what is not your forte, and you can transform, you can evolve. You can evolve from one form of your life to another form of your life. And then the benefit can be brought back to you, your society, your family, and of course finally the country.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shiva. We can definitely say where there is a will, there is a way. Moving towards the next panelist, Dr. Nirmal Yadav. Sir, as we are aware with the fact that our country is a Krishi Pradhan, and there is a huge role of agriculture sector available over here. Well, what are the novel sectors available where one can approach for the field of agriculture biotechnology and do the startup? Sir, your input on it, please.
Thank you, sir, and welcome all of you. सबसे अच्छी बात तो ये है कि आज सर्जन गुजरात चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स ने ये बहुत अच्छा इवेंट्स ऑर्गेनाइज किया है और इसमें खास करके एग्रीकल्चर को भी डायस दिया है. थैंक्स. सर ने जो बताया कि उसमें हम क्या कर सकते हैं, कैसे आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, बिना खाए जिए कैसे, शुरू यहाँ से करें. तो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ ये है कि हम एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में सबसे कमजोर बात यह है कि बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में हम अभी पॉइंट में चल रहे हैं, 0.2, 0.5, 0.3. अगर वर्ल्ड वाइड सिनेरियो देखिए तो हम इसमें काफी पीछे हैं. अगर पीछे की बात करें तो हम ये भी देखते हैं कि सबसे ज्यादा आगे स्कोप है. तो दैट्स अ गुड साइन ऑल्सो फॉर द अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड द बिजनेस एवरीथिंग. हम अभी जानते हैं कि एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में अगर कुछ सुना भी होगा आपने बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में तो बीटी कॉटन देखा होगा थोड़ा बहुत, या अगल बगल में थोड़ा बहुत सुना होगा. इससे ज्यादा एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट नहीं है. अभी थोड़ा बहुत बायो पेस्टिसाइड्स, बायो कल्चर सेक्टर थोड़ा बहुत डेवलपमेंट हुआ है, बट इट्स अ वेरी वाइड सब्जेक्ट. और मैं अगर आपको शॉर्ट में बताऊं कि अभी हम बीटी कॉटन लेके आए, जैसे मुझे आपको बताते हुए बहुत आनंद होता है कि 2010 में जब वर्ल्ड राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस हुआ था, मिस्टर बाराक ओबामा इज द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ दैट फंक्शन मीटिंग. वहाँ पे माइको मॉन्सेंटो जो कंपनी है वर्ल्ड की द बेस्ट कंपनी, उनके साथ मेरा क्वेश्चंस था अगेंस्ट द बीटी टेक्नोलॉजीज एंड एवरीथिंग. तो आपको पता है कि बीटी टेक्नोलॉजी अच्छी है खराब है उसमें अभी हम जाएंगे नहीं, लेकिन जो किसान है उसको पता है कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी बीटी आई उससे पहले उनको क्या दिक्कत थी और अभी उससे क्या फायदा है. आपको जान के खुशी होगी कि उससे काफी फायदा है. लेकिन एक चीज है, वो टेक्नोलॉजी जिस तरह से फार्मर तक जानी चाहिए उसका जिस तरह से किसान को यूज करना चाहिए, कहीं ना कहीं वहां पे दिक्कत आई. इसलिए हम कहाँ पे आके रुक चुके हैं अभी। और इसी वजह से अभी जो पेस्ट एंड डिसीज मैनेजमेंट के अंदर या पेस्ट एंड डिसीज कंट्रोल के अंदर जो नया बायोटेक्नोलॉजी आने वाला है वो अभी काफी हद तक रुका हुआ है। मॉन्सेंटो जैसे कंपनी अभी बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में वीड कंट्रोल्स वाले क्रॉप ला रही है। तो अभी माइको मॉन्सेंटो के साथ अभी कुछ कंपनी वर्ल्ड की जो है, इंडिया की बात कर रहा हूँ, इंडिया के अंदर अभी न्यूट्रिशनल मैनेजमेंट वाले पौधे और क्रॉप्स आ रहे हैं। आज तक हम ये देखते थे, लेकिन अभी क्या होगा, अगर आप गेहूं खा रहे हो, अगर आप पोटैटो खा रहे हो, आप भिंडी खा रहे हो, तो उसमें न्यूट्रिशनल वैल्यू किसी की कम है, तो कहीं ना कहीं उसमें न्यूट्रिशनल जीन्स के एंटर करके जो अपना बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का यूज है वो करके हम उसमें आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। लेकिन हमारी कुछ पॉलिसीज और खास करके ये हमारे खाने से जुड़ा हुआ है, हमारे हेल्थ से जुड़ा हुआ है, तो उसमें कहीं ना कहीं परमिशन के लिए ये टेक्नोलॉजीज थोड़ी बहुत रुकी हुई, और आने वाले वक्त में ये सब हो जाएगा। लेकिन अगर और भी बात बताऊं, न्यूट्रिशनल के साथ पेस्ट एंड डिसीज मैनेजमेंट का भी एक बहुत बड़ा स्कोप है इस बिजनेस में। न्यूट्रिशनल मैनेजमेंट में काफी स्कोप है, जिसमें जीनोम सीक्वेंस का जो काम होगा, और उसके साथ हमारे पास सबसे बड़ी चीज जो है एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में, वो पुरानी जो अच्छी अच्छी वैरायटीज है, और वो वैरायटीज के जो अभी कैरेक्टर्स और उनके जो प्योर जीन्स है वो कहीं नहीं हमें मिल रहे। कुछ ऐसी वैरायटी है जो अच्छी है लेकिन अभी वहां पे नहीं है, तो उसके लिए जीनोम सीक्वेंस करके उसका एक जीन बैंक भी होना चाहिए, और उसके लिए भी कहीं ना कहीं आगे जाके ये सब हो सकता है। उसमें बायोटेक्नोलॉजी इन फार्म मेकेनाइजेशन, तो फार्म मेकेनाइजेशन क्या चीज होती है, जैसे अभी हम कॉटन में काम कर रहे हैं या तो कैस्टर में काम करें, तो वर्ल्ड वाइड जो ये सब होता है ना, वहां पे पिकिंग जो होता है वो बिल्कुल मेकेनाइज होता है, प्योरली मेकेनाइज। मैं अभी खुद 6 कंट्रीज में काम कर रहा हूँ वर्ल्ड की, और मुझे ये बताते भी आनंद गर्व होता है कि वी आर द सिंगल कंसल्टेंट हु आर वर्किंग इन इजराइल नाउअडेज आल्सो। तो वहां से एग्रीकल्चर टेक्नोलॉजी यहाँ आती है, लेकिन कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी है जो हम वहां पे देते हैं, तो ये हमारे लिए भी आनंद की बात है। लेकिन टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर जो है काफी हद तक वो बहुत स्लो है एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में, और ये इसकी वजह में मैं आपको ये बताता हूँ कि आप आने वाले कल है, आने वाला भविष्य आप लोग है, और एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में अभी काफी डेवलपमेंट हो भी रहा है और होने वाला है। तब जो अगर फ्यूचर का स्कोप देखें तो ये सभी जगह पे हम कहीं ना कहीं आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, उसमें काफी कुछ बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आज का जो वक्त है और आज का जो लिमिटेशन है उसको समझते मैं समझता हूँ। इसके लिए आपको जब भी कोई जरूरत है कृपया आप संपर्क में रहिएगा। आभार अस्तु, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. We'll definitely work for the conservation of old varieties as well as the genome sequence, as rightly you mentioned, sir. Moving towards the next panelist, Mr. Tejas Bengali. Mr. Tejas, you are in the field of medical device technology, and my question to you is that, as per you, what are some of the points required to keep in mind by budding researcher if they wish to become an entrepreneur and they wish to create a self-reliance roadmap? What are your suggestions to the budding entrepreneur as well as the researcher?
Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. First of all, I would like to extend my thanks to the South Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and the honorable desk members and all the friends for listening to me. As you know, I would like to first start with the quote of Mr. Steve Jobs. He said quite some time back that in 21st century, the breakthrough innovation are going to happen because of the interaction between biology and technology. So we should be aware that we are in an era where these two interaction is going to create a change, and we have seen that during COVID, that how important it is to understand that how to fuse these two technology together and create a solution. Another thing I would like to congratulate all of you that you should be proud that you are at the right place. Now we know that we are at the right time, but you should be aware that we are at the right place because I was working in Larsen & Toubro as a technology development head for 18 years, had 20 plus patents and did a lot of work. But when we decided that I want to incorporate my startup, I actually incorporated it in Mysore, but then we did analysis that which is the best place to start the manufacturing. Okay, and since I worked in Agilent, L&T and all, no, we are taught to prepare a lot of PPTs. Okay, so I made 20 pages PPT. If anybody wants, I can share with you, which gives a conclusion that why Gujarat and why Surat. Okay. So I won't get into the detail. If anybody is interested, they can anytime contact me. Okay. And then we shifted our startup to Surat. One of my partner was the CEO of my previous company. He was in Italy and he was working there for more than 8 years. He shifted from Italy to Surat. And I have shifted another 10 research people from South with their family to Surat. Okay. So that's the this is the background which I am sharing with you so that you are aware that this is a place and this is a time where we can prove ourselves. And again, the initiative of government is phenomenal. The type of encouragement that they are giving, the type of support which you are going to get at this early age is tremendous. Okay, so I request all of you that you should leverage all those opportunities which are there in front of you. Now, as a innovator or as a researcher, the first thing which I feel that we should have focus was in identifying the gaps. Okay, where is the gap? What is the problem area? Okay, so when we started, my main specialization was in critical care. So I have made ventilators, patient monitors, anesthesia, delivery systems and all. So that was there. But when I incorporated, I just saw that the biotechnology field is emerging very fast, one of the fastest emerging field. Not only biotechnology, even the IVD, in vitro diagnostic was also good. Lot of people are putting effort. Chemistry is well understood in our country. Biology, people are very good, but when it comes to instrumentation, there is a problem, right? So there are very few people who are trying to invest their time and life in this area. So that's the reason why we decided, yeah, this is the thing where we should work. Okay, so that's where we selected. We made few basic products. So we made something known as ESR analyzer, urine analyzer, and all. And then we shifted, and within 2 years we were able to make India's first fluorescence immunoassay analyzer that we are going to launch in another 2 years. We are working on few products related to the biotechnology. You people will be aware more than me, but my team is predominantly working on the instrumentation part, where we are trying to make molecular testing as simple as glucose analysis. So we are bringing automation, we are bringing simplicity, and we are bringing the ease of use. Our focus is on point of care test, where we try to reduce the turnaround time, right? So all of you are using PCR machine, right? And you are well versed about that. But you know the pain associated with the 96 sample extraction, pipetting, waiting, curve will come 100 equations. God knows what to interpret out of that, right? So that's the thing which I think that I can play a good role and tell the user that, अरे भाई disease है कि नहीं है बता दो. So that's the what is the thought process with which we are working here, and within 1 year I'm sure we'll be having a fully dedicated system. We have cracked most of the things. There are a few things in optical multiplexing that all of you know are trying to take some more time for us to crack. Okay, so as we know, first thing is the problem statement. Once you are aware about the problem statement, then the second big thing which most of the people should remember is that you should try to gather the team. Because when you really want to scale up the things, when you really want to see the things happening which is there in your mind, you need team. Okay, most of the time, unless you have a competent people around you or competent people with you are associated, it's very difficult to crack each and everything. You cannot make nuts and bolts, right? So you need to have a team. You need to search a team with appropriate people, appropriate associations. That's one of the very important aspects, okay? And whenever you take up a project, don't take it up to complete the PU or to get the PhD, okay? Just have ambition that one day it is going to be sold in a market. Have a product in a mind. Have a utility in a mind, right? Which is very, very crucial, okay? Whatever is there should be used by somebody and should create a change in someone's life. In whatever way, right? So once you have conceptualized those things, then the things becomes much and much easier, because each and every problem will start looking like an opportunity, okay? And that's the way to proceed forward. Now, I'll just directly get to the question which sir asked me to answer, that as a researcher and entrepreneur, what you should think about. So, few things I have already answered. Another thing for which you should be very cautious about, and it should be there in mind, is when you do something, how to productionize it. Productionization is not an easy task, and specifically when we talk about ramping up, that is where most of the people will have a problem, right? But fortunately, we have a lot of good ecosystem, okay? So instead of trying to get confused, it's better to interact with few people, try to understand that what all QMS systems are required to ensure that we have a consistency in what we are trying to produce, right? So that's one of the important aspects that should be there in everybody's mind. See, I'm not covering the finance part because there are much more experts who know how to manage those things. I'll be more focused on the area in which I understand the things, right? And the final thing which most of the people will try to neglect, which is very crucial, okay, that's the regulation, right? So not only local regulation but also international regulations. The compliance part are something which you have to always keep in mind, because that's the thing which will drag the product release, okay, to any extent. Many a time people will spend 60% of the time in managing the regulations and only 40% of the time idea to product conversion is just 40%, right? 60% is to have that thing into the market, right? So that's where we need to really focus, we need to concentrate on those items. And one more thing which I strongly recommend everybody, that we make in India is a very great initiative. We have to make it happen in India, but always think make for world, right? We should be competent enough to compete any MNC throughout the world. We have to reach to that standard, right? And it's not enough you cater to Surat or a Gujarat or few states. We need to have a product which are of that class, and that is a time when India as a country will be able to dominate in terms of the production output, right? So that's a small thing with which I would like to continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tejas. Starting from bridging the gap to the team building and regulatory part, very well said. Moving towards the next panelist, a young entrepreneur, Mayank. My question to you is, what is your opinion or what kind of suggestion you can give to the youth of South Gujarat, that there is a certain untapped area available in the field of aquaculture, which you can utilize with the help of biotechnology? What is your opinion on that?
सबसे पहले तो मैं थैंक यू कहना चाहता हूँ सदर्न गुजरात चैम्बर्स ऑफ कॉमर्स को कि मुझे ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है, एंड मेरे दोनों गुरुजी दर्शन सर एंड गौरव सर आर हियर, सो आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू शेयर दिस डायस. मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली, जैसे दर्शन सर ने क्वेश्चन पूछा कि एक्वाकल्चर में क्या पोटेंशियल है बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का, तो मैं सिंपली बस एक चीज़ कहना चाहता हूँ कि बायोटेक्नोलॉजी एक परफेक्ट एक गैप फिल कर रहा है. एक्वाकल्चर में। आज मैं जानता नहीं हूँ कि आप में से कितने लोग जानकार हैं एक्वाकल्चर के बारे में, बट आई एम अ सन ऑफ अ फार्मर एंड आई हैव सीन माय फादर ग्रोइंग अलोंगसाइड श्रिम्प फार्मिंग। अगर आपने श्रिम्प फार्मिंग के बारे में सुना होगा यहाँ गुजरात में। सो जैसे स्लोली ये फार्मिंग डेवलप हुई, वैसे ही जहाँ ग्रोथ है वहाँ प्रॉब्लम्स भी है, चैलेंजेस भी है, और इन सबको टैकल करने के लिए आपको कहीं ना कहीं जैसे बायोलॉजिकल चीज के आप हैंडल कर रहे हो, ये एक लाइफ स्टॉक है। सो बायोलॉजी उसकी समझना, उसके ऊपर उसका सोल्यूशन ढूंढना, सो एवरीथिंग इन्वॉल्व्स इन बायोटेक्नोलॉजी। मुझे भी पहले बहुत लगता था कि जब व्हेन आई जॉइन माय फादर आई वाज क्लूलेस, लाइक मे बी 3 years बैक आई वाज क्लूलेस कि मैं क्या करूंगा। पर जैसे यहाँ इतने एमिनेंट गेस्ट है, उन्होंने आपको जो वे में समझाया, जैसे आनंद सर ने बताया कि क्या गवर्नमेंट कर रही है, बाकी जितने एमिनेंट गेस्ट है उन्होंने आपको बताया कि आप क्या कर सकते हो, आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर दिया है। तो वैसे मेरा एक सिंपल कहना है कि आज एक्वाकल्चर में आप एग्जांपल जैसे श्रिम्प फार्मिंग है, सो श्रिम्प को माय फादर टेल्स कि श्रिम्प इज लाइक ए कल्पवृक्ष, उसका कोई भी पार्ट वेस्ट नहीं होता है। श्रिम्प का बायोमास जो है, उसके अलावा उसका जो काइटिन वेस्ट है, उससे आप फर्टिलाइजर्स बना सकते हो, उससे आप न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल्स में टैप कर सकते हो। श्रिम्प फार्मिंग में जो वेस्ट वाटर है, वेस्ट वाटर से आप माइक्रो अल्गी ग्रो कर सकते हो, इवन सर्टेन माइक्रो अल्गीज कैन बी ग्रोन, और इवन वो अल्गी के आगे आप जा रहे हो वैल्यू एडिशन करने, सो इवन दैट कैन बी टर्न इनटू बायोस्टिमुलेंट्स और अदर फार्मा बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट्स और एनी अदर प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल वैल्यूज। सो कीपिंग इट शॉर्ट, मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लेना चाहता हूँ, बट मैं इतना कह सकता हूँ कि एक्वाकल्चर में इतने सारे अनटैप्ड पोटेंशियल है। मैं तो चाहूँ तो आपको 1 hour तक पूरा समझा सकता हूँ टेक्निकली, बट आई जस्ट डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू दैट। बट आई वुड लव दैट कि आप में से कोई या जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है, मेरे पास भी काफी स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं एंड दे से कि सर आप एक्वाकल्चर में ज्वाइन किए हो, वो तो ठीक है, बट बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का क्या है, इसमें पोटेंशियल है। तो मैंने बोला यार क्यों बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का पोटेंशियल नहीं है। आज हमारे कंपनी, मैं खुद भी प्रोबायोटिक्स में काम कर रहा हूँ, मैं वेस्ट वाटर मैनेजमेंट में काम कर रहा हूँ, एंड सबसे एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि इवन जो बायो फर्टिलाइजर है, सो जो नाइट्रोजन कंटेंट है, जो नाइट्रोजन इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर प्लांट्स, सो श्रिम्प्स, फिश वेस्ट और ये सब के जो वेस्ट को अगर आप बायोटेक्नोलॉजिकल इंटरवेंशन से बनाओगे, सो आपको 2 times पावरफुल नाइट्रोजन बेस्ड फर्टिलाइजर मिल सकता है। सो आप समझ सकते हो कि कितने सारे अनटैप्ड पोटेंशियल है। आप न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट बन सकते हो, जैसे फिश या श्रिम्प्स है, सो उनको लगता हो फीड है, सो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि बस मशीन से इक्विपमेंट है और फीड बन रहा है। आज वो फीड को बनाने के लिए हाई टेम्परेचर बेस्ड ट्रीटमेंट करनी पड़ती है, तो उसके अंदर जो भी विटामिन है, जो भी मिनरल्स है, उनको इंटैक्ट रखना, उसकी इंटीग्रिटी कैसी है, उस सब चीजों के लिए भी आपको एक बायोटेक्नोलॉजी की नॉलेज चाहिए। आप क्या क्या चीजें उसमें ऐड कर सकते हो, एंड कोई भी सिंपल, नथिंग एल्स, इवन इफ यू ओपन अप डायग्नोस्टिक लैब और आप डिजीज डायग्नोस्टिक में भी आपका जो वेंचर आप सोच रहे हो, तो आप उसे भी एक्वाकल्चर में ला सकते हो। आज एक्वाकल्चर में कितने सारे अनसॉल्वेबल डिजीजेस है, जैसे एक एग्जांपल, जैसे मैं आनंद सर और सब पैनलिस्ट से अंदर डिस्कशन कर रहा था कि व्हाइट स्पॉट डिजीज है। आज पूरे वर्ल्ड में $9 billion का लॉस होता है उस डिजीज की वजह से। तो आप सोचिए कि आप इतने सारे यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, आपके पास इतने सारे इंक्यूबेटर प्रोग्राम्स है। मैं तो हूँ एक्वाकल्चर में, बट देयर आर मेनी अदर पीपल इन एक्वाकल्चर एज वेल। तो आप उनको मिलिए, उनसे बात करिए, जानिए प्रॉब्लम, क्योंकि आप जब तक इस फील्ड में जाओगे नहीं, आपको कोई एक वेग आइडिया नहीं आएगा। अभी क्या होता है कि आप लोग स्टूडेंट पर्सपेक्टिव से देख रहे हैं कि क्या होगा, मे बी एक्वाकल्चर में कुछ है या नहीं है, बट आप जैसे इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स को मिलोगे, उनसे बात करोगे, आपको धीरे धीरे आपका रास्ता नैरो होते जाएगा और आपको एक मंजिल दिख जाएगी कि यार मुझे यही करना है। सो देयर आर मेनी बिलियंस एंड बिलियन डॉलर्स ऑफ रुपीज जहां फार्मर लूज कर रहे हैं प्रोडक्शन की वजह से, वायरल, बैक्टीरियल, फंगल, कितने अलग अलग डिजीज है। तो आप सब सोच सकते हैं कि आपके पास कितनी बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ है बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के फॉर्म में। तो मैं तो यहाँ एक्वाकल्चर रिप्रेजेंट करने आया था, एंड मुझे ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली यहाँ चेंबर्स ऑफ कॉमर्स को बताने के लिए भी एक्वाकल्चर का क्या पोटेंशियल है, और आप लोगों को भी। सो आई होप आई वाज यूजफुल, एंड आई रियली भी, आप में से कोई भी मुझे ज्वाइन करना चाहते हो इस जर्नी में एक्वाकल्चर की, आई विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू हेल्प। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, Mayank. Not getting a single part wasted from a shrimp to probiotics and biofertilizers, all are taken. Well said. Moving towards the next panelist, Dr. Gaurav Shah.
Sir, there is a lot of talk
about the National Education Policy 2020. As there are so many students, participants are also available over here, I request you to kindly throw some light on how this National Education Policy is going to instrument as a bridging the gap between the academia and industry? Please, sir, your opinion.
Thank you very much, Dr. Darshan, who is my friend, colleague, and we are working together regarding what can be done for these young minds, how to engage them. That is a big challenge. I thank SGCCI, being associated with SGCCI since last 15 years. I thank Honorable Vice President and associated with GSBTM since 2006. And it's been so long, but I am really very happy today that after 15 years, it has been made possible. It has been made possible because you are here. We have with you all those experts from the different field regarding business opportunities in biotechnology. What you as a student need to understand is, you need to think. Your focus is very much important. You have a huge potential, but somehow what I as an academician, as a teacher, as a mentor feel that it has been distracted. You are not utilizing your potential. So somebody should be there to identify. Somebody should be there. જામવંતનો રોલ કરવો પડે ઘણી વખતે, એ બહુ જ જરૂરી છે. બિઝનેસ કરવાની ટ્રાય કરી પણ I was a failure. So Dr. Shiva is a lucky enough guy to get out from the academics. But that doesn't mean that academics is bad. I was born to be an academician, but મને બી distraction આવેલું કે business કરવો છે. Right? But then I came to know that my role is in the classroom itself. So I tried 2 times. Deliberately I stepped down from textile business, then I get into another business and I failed. I learned many things, and now I am very much happy with what I am doing. With NEP 2020, things became more easier as such for you all, for the students, because there is a complete flexibility, academic flexibility that you will be getting. Difficult is on our side, but being a part of state university and all other universities are also in the state of Gujarat are working hard that how it can be executed very effectively for the benefit of students. So my expectations that is what Anand sir is well aware of it, that how he is working very hard in entrepreneurship development. Sir, we started in 2006 biotechnology, and entrepreneurship development was part of it. It was a part of one course where only 50% of the units were entrepreneurship development. One was bioethics and one was related to biosafety, and 2 units were of entrepreneurship development. From that we evolved, we understood the potential. GSBTM was completely promoting this biotechnology because there is no other solution. It is the only alternative. I think everybody will agree with me. What you need to do is identification of problem and work effectively to solve that problem through a biological way, which is more sustainable, which can be economic. As such, it is very difficult to do business in biotechnology. I share with my students one famous line which came through one of my training itself, where Anand sir trained us and he called some industry people to train academicians so that we can give that to our student. And there the words of Sudhir Vaid from Concord Biotech, it was in EDII in 2007. He told that doing business in biotechnology is like riding a white tiger. So that means that you need to understand the seriousness of it. But few people are always blessed to come out of this. Shiva, Mayank, these are all the classic examples that they made it because they were so much focused and determined. They are very practical. If you want to do research, right, you should be very clear regarding either it should be some product, what he said, outcome should be useful to the society. You need to identify that particular gap. And there lies the core essence of National Education Policy 2020, complete flexibility, multiple exit and entry, and most important thing what I expect from this industry is association. And there from entrepreneurship development 2 units, we designed biotechnology entrepreneurship development, which was in semester 9, that is just before the dissertation. And this year, sir, I made it sure that entrepreneurship, biotechnology entrepreneurship development with creativity and innovation is in semester 8. 1 year ahead, so that they can get enough time in academic environment, in that comfort zone, to think and do something for the society. Fulfilling the objectives of GSBTM. Sir rightly said that how GSBTM started under the able leadership of then Chief Minister of our Gujarat right now, our Honorable Prime Minister. It was in his mind regarding biotechnology and information technology is the future. So there we need to design some ability enhancement courses and skill enhancement courses. Industry has always complained that whatever the students which are degree holder, postgraduate or graduate, right? They are not able to adjust easily with them. They need to train them. Now we need the gap or the bridge which is to be built by government between academics and industry will be fulfilled through this particular policy, because we will be taking help from them. They will be coming to us, our students will be going to there, so that your employability, your skill enhancement, your employability will increase. Regarding biotech is concerned, as I told earlier also, that someone has to start. On idea also government is funding. So you have to do it, but that's all. You need to engage your mind, and we will design a syllabus in such a way that with those flexibility you will get a platform, an opportunity, but finally you have to work hard, you need to solve problem, you need to come up with some technology which is marketable, which has its own identity, and Make in India concept is going to happen because government is really very positive regarding it. And that will automatically, see, it is very difficult for any government, he will also tell, to give jobs directly. They are promoting entrepreneurship, they are promoting startups, they are helping startups so that they can create a job and this whole cycle gets completed. So they are funding now startups. So that is why you are here. It's not only, this place is occupied not only by students, there are many investors. They will be observing you. I know that my majority is not here, but my majority is there. Right? So I am from that part being here. But your questions, so with this note, I think sir will immediately announce that what are your questions, what are your doubts. Experts are here and I commit on their behalf. सबने बोला है ना कि हम दे देंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे. आप इन सबके ईमेल मिल जाएंगे अभी आज ही. We have your data. मैंने बोल दिया, उनको बुरा लगे तो लगे, भाई तो हमने तो ऐसे ही बोला था, पर भाई ऐसा है, पर भाई मयंक को आप मतलब जो लाइन में जाना है, right? You can mail them. They will respond. I think on this platform they will do so. So you will get that details and make it sure that you utilize your time, right? Technology को use करना है हमको, right? So ये advantage है. So I again thank and I request Darshan sir to start those brainstorming sessions. Citizens are also there here. Business persons are there, investors are there, students are there. So this is a perfect platform to discuss, to clear your doubts, and this is for what SGCCI Biotechnology is all about. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So it's been clear that whatever the national education policy is there, it is going to bridge the gap between the academia and industry by providing a skilled manpower as well as a human resource. Once again, thank you very much. Friends, now it's time for your questions to the panelist. The floor is open. You can raise your hand. Sevas Bhai is there. He is going to provide you a mic and you can ask your question. So it's a unique combination you are able to observe over here, starting from a government representative, a person who is having a background of research and management in terms of a Dr. Anand Bhadalkar. Another person possesses a background of a genetic diagnosis, person possesses a background of instrumentation, agriculture biotechnology, aquaculture biotechnology, academician. You can ask your question. You are never going to find out this kind of a unique combination in your life, right? So it's a unique opportunity. The floor is open.
Hello, I am Raman Arora. I am actually a consultant. जैसे सर ने बोला कि कुछ ओल्ड लोग भी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, काम तो सब यंग्स का है, फिर भी हम लोग ये टेक्नोलॉजी को लेके चलते हैं. तो मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है सर डॉक्टर आनंद से सर कि यू नो कि इन सूरत देयर इज ए टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्रीज एंड यार्न इंडस्ट्री दिस टाइप ऑफ, तो उसमें इको फाइबर की एक इंडस्ट्री है जिसमें वेस्ट प्लास्टिक वेस्ट से यार्न बनाते हैं. तो हाउ द गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट और अदर थिंग्स help for this type of industries?
जी साहब, मैंने ये बोला था कि पीछे कुछ यंग लोग बैठे हैं, आगे कुछ ज्यादा यंग बैठे हैं. तो इसके लिए बोला था क्योंकि मतलब डिफाइनिंग एज आप जब ये करते हो तो ये अपने आप में, हाँ बिल्कुल सही बात है. हाँ सर, ये जो आपने बात किया, हाँ इको फाइबर्स की, दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मैटर. ओके, मतलब प्लास्टिक रिप्लेसमेंट अब तो पहले मतलब सुनते थे, अब तो देखने को मिल रहा है. अब तो चाय की प्याली भी जो है आपने देखी होगी कांच की हो गई है ना. तो द बायोटेक पॉलिसी हैज इंक्लूडेड दिस एज अ स्पेशल प्रोजेक्ट और अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक इंपॉर्टेंस. इट इज फॉर दिस पर्पस. ओके, दैट इज वन थिंग. बट द अदर, आई मीन वी आर गोइंग अहेड, मतलब हम लोग वेट नहीं कर रहे हैं कि कौन बायोप्लास्टिक्स में काम कर रहा है. हम लोग सामने से उनको पकड़ के कि यार तू बायोप्लास्टिक पे काम करने वाला था, क्या हुआ उसका, इधर आओ, हमको इस पे कुछ करना है और पीएलए इसको लेकर के आगे काम करेंगे. तो इस तरीके से है. लेकिन देखिए ये साहब जो है, इनको मान लीजिए बायोप्लास्टिक्स पे काम करने को, ओके, आई कैन सी ही हैज डीप पॉकेट्स एज वेल. Okay, and I can see that he has a strategic vision. Okay, but then he'll need people. Okay, so those of you जो मतलब मैं अगर इधर तुम लोगों के जैसा तुम्हारी उम्र में बैठा होता तो मैं एक देखता कि यार इनके तो ईमेल एड्रेस मिल जाएंगे, लेकिन इनका कहाँ से मिलेगा, तो तुमको किनको पकड़ना है वो भी समझ लो. बिल्कुल. अब इसके लगे हाथों मैं एक दो चीजें और बोल देता हूँ कि स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हम लोग कुछ अनेक प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं जिसकी मतलब आज बात नहीं होगी, लेकिन मैं आपको सिर्फ नाम बता के रखता हूँ ताकि आप हमारे वेबसाइट पे जाकर के देख लेना. ओके, जैसे स्टूडेंट समर इंटर्नशिप प्रोजेक्ट, फिर इंडस्ट्रियल बायोटेक ट्रेनिंग प्रोजेक्ट, और ऐसे अनेक प्रोजेक्ट्स है. बायोटेक्नोप्रेन्योर प्रोग्राम. ओके, जो अगर आपको बायोटेक्नोप्रेन्योर इज अ वर्ड मार्क ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ गुजरात to show the resolve of state government to develop biotechnopreneurship. Okay, तो इसमें कहाँ से IIM से प्रोफेसर्स आते हैं, CSIR से साइंटिस्ट आते हैं आपको सिखाने के लिए, so that you know you eventually become an entrepreneur. तो ऐसे अलग प्रोग्राम्स हैं, राइट. लेकिन it is very important to be able to create a database of these kind of students wanting to take up this kind of internship. It will be a short-lived database, but I think with SGCCI in support, with the both academic institutions in support, and because Surat is a very fertile land, SGCCI for this kind of things, I think this is a very interesting aspect. When you have these kind of people, इनको काम करने के लिए 4 लोग चाहिए. मेरे पास already there are requests from other startups कि कोई ऐसे लोग हैं तो बताओ. तो if some of you are interested to work with startups, more than welcome. Why should you work with a startup? I'll give you another small example of Ashish Pandya, who joined the startup. उसको तो पगार भी नहीं मिलता था. Okay, 2 महीने पगार नहीं मिला. Okay, फिर भी ज्वाइन किया उसने. तीसरे महीने से उसको पगार मिलने लगा. Okay, फिर 1 साल बाद जब वो छोड़ने चाह रहा था तो बोला यार तू कहाँ छोड़ के जा रहा है, तुमको वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनना रहता हूँ. कौन सी कंपनी 1 साल में वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनना रहता है. Okay, फिर और 1-2 साल के बाद जब वो छोड़ने के लिए मैं सोच रहा था तो उसको प्रमोटर ने बुलाया, बोला यार तू एक काम कर, आई मेक यू डायरेक्टर ऑन बोर्ड, ओके, तुमको 2-3% इक्विटी दे दिया और इस तरीके से 2-5% जो भी इक्विटी उसको डायरेक्टर ऑन बोर्ड बना लिया। और ऐसा कौन ऐसा ग्रोथ तुमको इंटास में, मतलब नाम नहीं लेता, जो भी है सब 2-4 कंपनीज जो भी ले लो, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज मिलेगा। दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ वर्किंग विद सच स्टार्टअप्स। ओके, 5 साल के बाद उसका प्रमोटर उसके पास आया कि तू एक दिन छोड़ के जाने वाला था, तो बोले क्यों, आप निकाल रहे हो मुझको? तो बोलते हैं ना, अब जो है ये तो काम ठीक से चल रहा है, तू अपना स्टार्टअप कर, तेरे स्टार्टअप में मैं पैसा लगाता हूँ। दिस इज द पॉइंट। या तुम शर्माते ना रहो, पूछो, नहीं तो हम लोग तो बोल ही सकते हैं। और कितना जगह कितना टाइम फिलअप करना है।
Current businessman also can ask a question.
Myself, Anand Bhadalkar. I have started small startup Transgene Genomics, which is DNA, RNA extraction related molecular. I have one question with Mayank Sharma regarding white spot disease. He is told that. So is there any QC criteria for white spot disease? Means आप कुछ डिटेक्शन करते हैं उसमें white spot disease में रियल टाइम PCR बेस्ड ऐसा कुछ?
ये वही जो आपने टर्म यूज किया हुई है, RT-PCR में हम लोग उसे डिटेक्ट करते हैं। एंड देयर आर सर्टेन क्रोमेटोग्राफी टेक्निक्स जहाँ पे उसका जो बेसिक जो प्रोटीन है व्हाइट स्पॉट का, जो एनवेलप प्रोटीन है, तो उसको थोड़ा स्लाइट डिटेक्ट होने के लिए व्हेन यू ऐड द ड्रॉप्स तो यू गेट 2 लाइंस इन दैट। So this are on site techniques and RT-PCR is for laboratories.
And how much means daily are you doing it on daily basis? Means
ऐसा नहीं होता है, I'll make it simple. So फार्मिंग जो ऐसा ही एक सब्जेक्ट है ना एक्वाकल्चर का, यहाँ पे आप जैसे खेत में कोई जाता है एग्रीकल्चर में, जहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर रहा है फ्रूट्स कैसा है, ये कैसा है, सो इट्स द सेम थिंग। आप पॉन्ड में जब जा रहे हो ना, सो आपके पास एक डिश, एक चेक जैसा होता है, आप उसे उठाते हो, आप उसे देखते हो, ऑब्जर्व करते हो। तो जब तक श्रिम्प्स में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आ रहा है, या कोई मरा हुआ श्रिम्प दिख रहा नहीं है तुमको साइड में कहीं किनारों में, तो देन यू फाइंड दैट, यू पिक दैट अप, देन यू चेक इसका व्हाइट स्पॉट क्यों नाम है, क्योंकि व्हाइट स्पॉट छोटे छोटे डॉट्स होते हैं उसके शेल के पास। सो वो एक डायग्नोसिस तो हो गया नंबर 1, बट टू कंफर्म दैट देन यू हैव द क्रोमेटोग्राफी वन दैट इज सेकंड। एंड द थर्ड लेवल, या सेकंड में भी डाउट आ रहा है, कभी कभी फॉल्स पॉजिटिव भी आ जाता है, सो देन यू गो फॉर RT-PCR एंड देन यू कंफर्म दैट। ओके,
I'll just add, there is a Bilimura-based startup, okay, and product of VNSGU, who's already, मतलब उसने टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप किया है, आप उसको कमर्शियलाइज कर सकते हो, मतलब ऑल ओवर डेवलप करने का जरूरत नहीं। बट ऐसे इनोवेटर है who has been supported through the बायोटेक पॉलिसी, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट बायोटेक पॉलिसी, इधर बिलीमोरा में वो है और उसको आगे लेके जाया जा सकता है। प्लीज रीच आउट टू अस, विल कनेक्ट यू।
Hi everyone, my name is Shiva Gujarati and my company name is Synergy Biotech. I am working with the Korean 2 to 3 scientists. We are innovating the nanobio silver technology and another is the nanobio energy technology. We are inventing 2 technologies. So please give me the guidance, Mr. Anand. What is the benefit to associate with the government or that kind of organization, and what kind of support give it to this kind of startups?
Okay, so as I said, you in this journey, you know, is pretty long. और इनके बहाने आप लोगों को भी बताता हूँ कि देखो ये स्टार्टअप करो के रवाड़े चढ़ाते हैं, लेकिन okay, but I mean everything is not that rosy, but idea, I mean being able to identify where is the problem, gap, okay, इन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया, उसके बाद आपको क्या चाहिए, so identifying the problem is, you know, the first step, but having done that, then you need to find out if the idea is working, okay, proof of principle होता है, फिर proof of concept होता है। अब ये सब के लिए अब इनको जो है नैनो बायोटेक लैब चाहिए, कहाँ से मिलेगा? ओके, तो सरकार ने फर्निश्ड इक्विप लैबोरेटरीज बना रखी है, ओके, आप आइए उसको यूज करिए, ओके, फीस है, लेकिन वो तो आप सरकारी अस्पताल जाते हो तो केस पेपर 5 रुपये लेते हैं, वैसे ही उधर भी थोड़ा सा ऐसा फीस है ना, और उसमें आप तो करके आपको मिलेगा। अच्छा, आप जब आओगे लैबोरेटरी से, फिर आप बोलोगे कि यार ये तो ठीक है, आप मुझको मेंटर्स चाहिए,
Yeah,
करेक्ट।
that
तो
is
हमारे
my
पास
intention.
जो है पूरे गुजरात का डेटाबेस है, तो जहाँ पर हम पूछेंगे दर्शन सर अपने यहाँ पे नैनो बायोटेक पढ़ाने वाला कौन है कि कैसा है, तो वैसा इंडस्ट्री वालों के, बिकॉज वी रीच आउट टू ऑल 225-250 बायोटेक कंपनीज, तो सबके डेटाबेस हम लोगों के पास रहता है, हम उनको रीच आउट करते हैं। आपको मेंटर्स चाहिए, हम आपको ला के देंगे। फिर हम लोग क्या एक मुफ्त आईपी क्लिनिक चलता है, ओके, मुफ्त बिकॉज हम लोग की एम्पैनल्ड आईपी अटॉर्नीज है, ओके। आप कहो कि भाई मुझको सूरत में चाहिए, तो सूरत में किसी को आप आईपी क्लिनिक करते हैं। क्लिनिक इसके लिए इट इज 1-to-1, बिकॉज ऐसा सबके बीच में लोग नहीं पूछते हैं आईपी रिलेटेड मैटर्स है, तो हम बोलते हैं एक रूम में बैठो, चलो आप अपना एक वो कर लो, ये स्लॉट ले लो 11 to 12, 12 to 1 ऐसा करके, तो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लो, वो करते हैं। वैसे ही हम लोगों का फंडिंग क्लिनिक है कि मेरे को यार आगे काम करने के लिए पैसा नहीं है, कहाँ से ला सकता हूँ, तो हम बताते हैं कि भाई तुम अभी तो तुम्हारा ये स्टेज है, तुमको ग्रैंड फंड ही मिल सकता है, अभी तुम्हारा ये स्टेज पे तुमको सीड फंड और ऐसा सब है ना। तो और ये जो काम ये सारा द्रोणाचार्य वाला काम है ना। तो जिसको द्रोणाचार्य बनने में इंटरेस्ट है वो लोग आओ मेरे पास, क्योंकि हम ढूंढते रहते हैं, राइट। लेकिन जिसको ऐसा अर्जुन बनना है वो भी लोग आ सकते हो, उनको भी हम लोग हेल्प करते हैं, राइट। तो क्योंकि बीइंग एबल टू have those kind of people who can identify, इनको ये मेंटर के साथ जोड़ो, इनको ये फंडिंग के साथ जोड़ो।
Because right now I am facing so many problems. ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो बहुत न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी है, और आपको भी पता है एग्रीकल्चर एक्वाकल्चर में एंटी फंगल एंटी बैक्टीरियल के लिए बहुत सारे।
हाँ, लेकिन अगर आप इन्वेस्टर हैं तो मेरे पास ऑलरेडी स्टार्टअप्स है इंक्यूबेटर में जो इस फील्ड में काम कर रहे हैं।
Yeah, we can do also. Yeah, definitely. We have some that kind of group, and we are also investing some new startups.
So in this case, I mean, see these startups. There are some startups who are available for acquisition.
Yeah.
Okay. Because ये startups जो करके फिर कुछ और करने लगेंगे। एक सूरत का ही है कुणाल, सूरत का ही है जो नैनो बायोटेक के फील्ड में ही काम करता है। उसने ऑलरेडी एक बार मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी बना करके उसको आउट लाइसेंस करके पैसा बना करके उसमें से नया स्टार्टअप शुरू किया। इस टाइप के सीरियल इनोवेशंस, एंड ही इज प्रीटी यंग, ओके, हार्डली 30-32 years old now, okay. But this is how.
Sir, he is also member of SGCCI.
Fantastic.
Hello sir, myself Shiva Chettiar. I'm mother to a small venture, Celtech Life Sciences. So basically this Celtech Life Sciences is working in the field of animal tissue culture, and I'm pleased to say this, but GSBTM, the current policy is supporting us for this particular venture. Also we are having on our advisory committee a professor from Pittsburgh. So my question to you is, we have certain ideas for the students, like for past year we had 15 students from DY Patil Mumbai who came for internship to Celtech Life Sciences. Now this is one of the perspective from my side, that students, they are actually in need of somebody who can teach them professionally on how to work with animal tissue culture technology. My history says, like for example, here in Surat, I was not finding any lab working on the viruses. So I went to Hafkin Institute, Mumbai, and I worked on Japanese encephalitis virus. And then I came back and I saw that this is a loophole that is supposed to be filled here. Currently also, we have certain queries related to virology, but because we are not having proper facilities currently, like biosafety levels that are required, so we are not able to work on that currently. Is there any scope that in future, if we can collaborate so that we can upgrade a step ahead? Like currently we are working with ATC, we are working with molecular biology, but sooner we have this plan of working in the field of virology. In addition to this, also we are not having somebody to fill the gap between the information technology and the ATC. Like there are certain interpretation parts, conclusion parts, which requires the information technology based aspects. So is there any possibility that we can formulate a project or something where we can fill this gap between information technology and ATC?
Right. So thank you for this question, and there are multiple aspects इसमें अपने देखते हैं कि एक बड़ा layer खोलते जाते हैं तो देखो कैसा है. But you also realize that the complications, what she needs right now for government departments to be able to cater to such complex needs is interesting. So number one, here in the incubator we have BSL clean rooms, where you can come and start using it. Okay. As of now, we have some people who have already taken it up, but you can apply and जैसे खाली होगा तो we can make it available. Okay. So that is the second thing. Third, we have repositories. Okay. So GBRC has repositories and you can avail that. Of course, it is not as huge as NCCS or other places, but we are trying to build it up. One in government sector, okay, and regionally making it available. ऐसा हमने शुरुआत किया है. We already have more than 10,000.
And this procurement of the cell lines is also one of the complex things. Like
correct.
Surat में भी हमको 15 days, 30 days we have to wait for a cell line. So
right.
these are certain loopholes and it makes the process very complicated.
Right. So in the incubator we are developing a cell culture facility where we will not be doing that, but we have some startups who are interested in being who have identified this gap that she is mentioning. Okay. So there are some people who can get training from her. अच्छा ये कैसे करते हैं, क्या करते हैं? You understand कहाँ से source करने का. You develop it and you provide it to her against fees. That is a business model in itself. So there are people. Correct. Correct. Then the last component you talked about, and that is the IT component. So we already have startups who are in this space who are. It is a very niche area. Who have identified this gap and who are doing that. What we can do is we can connect you to them and you can explore synergies and take it further. Okay, so this is a possibility. Okay, I'm glad that I have come today. Otherwise, मैं आपको कहाँ ढूंढने जाता?
बस अब मैंने आपको ढूंढ लिया.
Hello, I'm Shahbaz. I'm a third-year undergrad student at SRKI. So my question is directed to Dr. Nirmal. As you said, something about BT and how it has huge potential, how this resistant varieties, pest-resistant varieties have huge potential. But my question is, as a small startup, how would you tackle the giant and well-established insecticides and pesticides company in the market? As a small startup, how would you, as in if I'm starting a company which works on insecticide-resistant plants or insect-resistant plants, pest-resistant plants, how as a small startup would you then compete in the market where you have to compete against this well-established and giant pesticide and insecticide companies?
आपका क्वेश्चन काफ़ी अच्छा है. कंपटीशन की जब तक बात है तो वी आर वेरी इनिशियल फॉर दैट, क्योंकि अगर आप उसमें जाना चाहते हैं या तो जैसे क्रॉप की आप पेस्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंट डेवलप करके अगर आप करते हैं तो मेरे हिसाब से उसमें एक अच्छा कंपटीशन आएगा कहीं ना कहीं. क्योंकि अभी फिलहाल जो हम क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न हमारी है उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव है पेस्ट एंड डिसीज मैनेजमेंट, और सेकंड थिंग जो है वो है न्यूट्रिशनल मैनेजमेंट, मींस फर्टिगेशंस एंड एवरीथिंग. हमने देखा है अगर आप वर्ल्ड वाइड सिनेरियो देखेंगे तो न्यूट्रिशनल मैनेजमेंट जो है इज द बिगेस्ट पार्ट अदर देन पेस्ट एंड डिसीज, बट हियर समहाउ पेस्ट एंड डिसीज मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट नाउ इट इज. सो अगर आप इस तरह से देखते हैं, इस सिनेरियो से देखते हैं, तो मैं मानता हूं कि उसमें काफ़ी कॉम्पिटिटिव है और आने वाले टाइम में वो शायद मेरे हिसाब से इज अ मेजर पार्ट फॉर द बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड एवरीथिंग.
You want to throw some light on his question, if you want.
Yes.
Dr. Shiva, you also.
And I am. आपने पूछा, ऑफ कोर्स ये एग्री के फील्ड में नहीं है, लेकिन एक सूरत का लड़का है और मुझको वो याद आ रहा है यहाँ पर. उसका नाम है जयेंद्र दीवान. ओके, ही इज अ स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट, नॉट स्कूल, अ कॉलेज ड्रॉप आउट. ओके, कॉमर्स के फील्ड में से पढ़ाई किया, MBA कर रहा था और फिर ड्रॉप आउट लिया. उसने क्या किया, उसने एक इम्प्लांट बनाया. ओके, जीवन में कभी साइंस पढ़ा लिखा नहीं, उसने इम्प्लांट बनाया, उसने उस पे उसने सस्टेन्ड रिलीज एंटीबायोटिक का नैनो कोटिंग किया, ओके, और उसके पैटेंट्स लिए, ओके, अलग अलग जगह पे घूमा कि नहीं देखता हूँ, रांची में कुछ हो सकता है, बद्दी में कुछ हो सकता है, फिर इवेंचुअली घूम के गुजरात आया। उसने तो साहब का प्रेजेंटेशन भी नहीं देखा था, लेकिन फिर घूम के वापस आया और फिर इधर आके उसने किसको हेड ऑन लिया? He took Johnson & Johnson heads on. Okay. Now this is what you were saying, but there are examples of this sort, and my goodness, उसके बाद he has been a serial innovator. उसके बाद उसने he has at least 12 or 13 patents after that on his name. आजकल जो है डेंटल इम्प्लांट्स के फील्ड में काम कर रहा है, बीच में प्रोस्थेटिक्स के फील्ड में काम किया हुआ। तो ऐसे केसेस यार हमको इस पे केस स्टडीज बनानी चाहिए, और ऐसा कुछ एक नानी चौपड़ियों पॉकेट बुक बना के थोकड़े में ऐसा, मतलब ताकि बांट सके। वो महंगी वाली कॉफी टेबल बुक जो है ना बांट नहीं सकते, ये ऐसा, तो ये आज ये स्टूडेंट कोई देख रहा है कि ले, है ना, ये देख ऐसा कर सकते हैं, तो ऐसा करना चाहिए हमको। थैंक यू फॉर दैट क्वेश्चन।
Hello sir, my name is Saloni. I am master student from DBT VNSGU. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे है डॉक्टर आनंद। मेरा आइडिया है एक हर्बल कैंडल्स का, उसमें आयुर्वेदिक हर्ब्स यूज होते हैं और सब, लेकिन वो एक मेडिसिनल बेस पे चला जाएगा, तो उसके लिए मुझे क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स और सबकी ज़रूरत पड़ेगी। तो उसमें गवर्नमेंट मुझे कैसे गाइड, मुझे आइडिया नहीं कि मुझे किसके पास जाना है, कैसे सब करना, तो उसमें उसके लिए गाइडेंस और उसमें आप कुछ बता सकते हैं?
Right, this is also a good question. I'll give a generic answer. I'll not get into specifics. और specifics बताने भी नहीं चाहिए ऐसे कुछ इसमें चर्चा, तो इसलिए लेकिन हाँ, ट्रायल्स के लिए हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? So we have some number of startups who are in the field of cancer, cervical and pleural, मतलब lung cancer और oral cancers, ऐसे कुछ cases हैं हमारे पास, startups हैं। तो उनके लिए Tata Memorial Hospital, okay, is talking to only one incubator in the country, okay, and that is with us. Why? Because of our सरकारी character. Okay, हम लोग कई बार कोसते हैं यार कहाँ सरकारी सिस्टम में फंसे हैं, क्योंकि देखो ऐसी जगह पे काम आता है। Okay, हमको लगता है, बट जो है लोगों को विश्वास रहता है कि यार ये सरकारी लोग हैं तो इस तरीके से, बट we are working with them. For agri based, we are working closely with Department of Agriculture of the state government. थ्रू देयर सेंटर्स ऑफ एक्सेलेंस हमारे फील्ड ट्रायल्स और ऐसा सब चल रहा है। ओके, ये आयुष के केस में हमारे पास अभी तक आई डोंट थिंक वी हैव एनी केस एंड वी आरंट वर्किंग ऑन दिस, बट वी कैन टेक इट ऑन केस टू केस बेसिस। वी हैव लॉन्च, जैसे वो अलग अलग क्लिनिक्स बताए ना मैंने, आईपी क्लिनिक, फंडिंग क्लिनिक, रेगुलेटरी क्लिनिक, वैसा एक और है, वो है टेक्नोलॉजिकल कंसल्टेशंस, जो हमने अभी नेशनल स्टार्टअप डे को लॉन्च किया, सो दैट वी हेल्प यू विद दिस, सो रीच आउट टू अस। I don't think we need mic, right? You can shout. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Let her go first.
Thank you. Good evening. Myself, Yes. Thank you. Myself, Hemangi Mohan. I am a research scholar from the Sarvajanik University. Sir, actually, master પૂરું થયું પછી હું કન્ફ્યુઝ હતી કે PhD કરું કે સીધું બિઝનેસ, મારો ફોકસ બિઝનેસ વુમન બનવા પાછળ જ હતો, પણ સર મારું એવું હતું કે હું કંઈ પણ સ્ટાર્ટ કરું.
We have a list of PhD dropouts who eventually got into startups anyway. Go ahead.
એટલે સર મારું મતલબ એવું હતું કે જો હું એ ફિલ્ડમાં જાઉં પહેલા મારી પાસે બધા સવાલના જવાબ હોવા જોઈએ. હું કોઈ પ્રોડક્ટ આપું છું તો પ્રોડક્ટના એક એક સવાલના મારી પાસે આન્સર હોવા જોઈએ. તો સર જે મારું રિસર્ચ છે જેની પર હું કરી રહી છું, થોડા દિવસ પહેલા તમે GSBTM ની જે એન્ટરપ્રેન્યોરશિપ પેનલને ફેસ કરી, તો મારો ટોપિક એવો હતો કે હું વેસ્ટ, જે ઓર્ગેનિક વેસ્ટ હોય એમાંથી હું ઓર્ગેનિક વેસ્ટમાંથી તે હું એક કોસ્મેટિક પ્રોડક્ટ બનાવવા જઈ રહી છું. તો સર ખાસ કરીને મયંક સર તમને પણ મારે ક્વેશ્ચન કહો તો તમે કીધું કે સ્ટ્રીમનો એક પણ એવો પાર્ટ નથી, મતલબ વેસ્ટ મટીરિયલને પણ તમે યુઝ કરો છો. તો સર મને નથી ખબર તમને ક્વેશ્ચન કોઈ કર્યો કે નહીં, પણ આ ક્વેશ્ચન મેં ફેસ કર્યો છે કે વેસ્ટ મટીરિયલને તમે ન્યુટ્રાસ્યુટિકલ્સ કરો છો કે વેસ્ટ મટીરિયલમાંથી કંઈક બનાવો છો તો તમારી પ્રોડક્ટ કોણ લેશે? તો સર આ જે ક્વેશ્ચન છે એની સાથે મારે કઈ રીતે ટેકલ કરો? લાઈક મારી પાસે પ્લાન છે કે ભાઈ વેસ્ટ મટીરિયલ છે કે ચલો એમાંથી મેં કોઈ એક્સટ્રેક્ટ કરીને પ્રોડક્ટ બનાવી નાખીને પછી જે વધ્યું છે એને હું ફ્યુલ કે કંઈ બીજું બનાવું, પણ આજે ક્વેશ્ચન છે કે લોકોને તમારી પ્રોડક્ટ સાથે એક એટ્રેક્શન થવું જોઈએ કે જેમાં વેસ્ટ નામનો વર્ડ ના આવે કે તમે કેમ ન્યુટ્રાસ્યુટિકલ્સ બનાવો છો. તો એ સર એની સાથે કઈ રીતે ડીલ કરવું, અને જો આ પ્રોજેક્ટ હું ક્યાંક પ્રેઝન્ટ કરું છું તો આ વેસ્ટનો પણ શું ઇસ્તેમાલ કરવો અને પ્રોડક્ટને પણ કઈ રીતે મેન્યુફેક્ચર કરવી, એ બંને પ્રોગ્રામને સાથે જનરેટ કરવા જોઈએ કે કોઈ એક જ પ્રોગ્રામ ઉપર પહેલા કામ કરવું જોઈએ?
Let him go first. Yeah, please.
Actually, आपको बोल रहा था. So, बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग और ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन है, बट गिविंग जैसे आपने काइटिंग का मुझे क्वेश्चन पूछा, सो जितने भी मैंने प्लेयर्स देखे, सो दे ऑपरेट लार्जली ऑन B2B बेसिस. सो व्हेन आई वाज स्टडीइंग इन UK, so there was this company, I don't remember exactly, it's been a very long time, but वो पर्सन सिर्फ B2B में डील करते थे, एंड ऑल जो ओरिजिनल प्रोडक्ट का काइटिंग बेस्ड, एंड इवन ही यूज्ड टू यूज दैट इन cosmetics, so all of the microalgae based products in cosmetics and all of that, but that from entire from the waste stream. But he highlighted his approach as waste to wealth concept, number one. Number two, highlighting the sustainability, the circular economy, and what impact this sustainable product has. अगर आप जैसे आज काफ़ी प्रोडक्ट्स है, जैसे टेट्रा पैकिंग है या ग्रीन पैकेजिंग है, आज ISO 14000 के फैसिलिटीज़ है, तो वो ये सब क्या हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं? वो ऐसा सब हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं कि आप एक अच्छे एनवायरनमेंट सस्टेनेबल वे में काम कर रहे हो. और जो कंज्यूमर मार्केट है, आपका बात सही है, आई अंडरस्टैंड कि काफ़ी ऐसे लोग हैं जो जानकार नहीं है, किसी को ऐसा लगता है यार ये क्या वेस्ट में से कुछ बना के दे दी हो. आई एग्री, बट सी, आप एक बिजनेस में एक चीज मैंने तो मेरे फादर से भी सीखे, सब देखा है, यू कैन नॉट प्लीज एवरीवन, सो यू हैव टू फाइंड योर टारगेट ऑडियंस, नंबर वन. नंबर टू, it is possible that you can approach it, but it requires certain branding and it requires patience. लोगों को वेस्ट टू वेल्थ कंसेप्ट आ रहा है समझ में, बट कैसा है कि आप सडनली उनके सामने इम्पोज कर रहे हो कि मैं ऐसे ये श्रिम्प है, ये काइटिन है, इसमें से मैं ये लेके आके बनाओ, उसको डाइजेस्ट करने का टाइम तो दीजिए. जैसे लाइक आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा, इवन आई वाज शॉक्ड कि यार ये क्वेश्चन अच्छा है, बट आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस दैट, सो आई नो दिस. बट इफ यू आर अ न्यू कमर, टैप गो B2B, अंडरस्टैंड द कंज्यूमर साइकोलॉजी. आज एक ये ऐसा एक इम्पोर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट है ना, जो साइंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट मार्केटिंग एंड कंज्यूमर साइकोलॉजी इज एज मच एज इम्पोर्टेंट. तो जिससे आप क्या है कि आपका निश डिसाइड कर सकते हो मार्केट का. जैसे आज बायो फर्टिलाइजर है तो उसके भी निशेस है. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि हर जगह पे मैं वही प्रोडक्ट बोलूंगा कि नहीं यार यही प्रोडक्ट यूज करो और तुम्हारा सब सॉल्व हो जाएगा. इट नेवर हैपेंस लाइक दैट. सेम फॉर एक्वाकल्चर. ओके.
યસ, એન્ડ ધ ક્વેશ્ચન કે બંને જે તમે હતું કે શ્રીમ્પનું પણ એક તમે જે મેઇન પ્રોડક્ટ બનાવવાને સાથે વેસ્ટનું પણ કંઈક યુટિલાઇઝેશન કરવું, એ બંને પ્લાન સાથે જ એક્ઝિક્યુટ કર્યા કે એ માટે તમે કોઈ બીજા વ્યક્તિઓને કામ સોંપી દીધું? લાઈક બંને પ્લાન?
હા, રાઈટ, ગુડ, ઇટ્સ અ ગુડ ક્વેશ્ચન. મેં એમના માટે બીજા વ્યક્તિઓને બી રાખ્યું છે, કારણ કે and I cannot be a sole warrior, but yeah, I focus on the vision which I have for aquaculture industry કે એ એક સર્ક્યુલર ઇકોનોમી હાઇલાઇટ કરી શકે છે અને એના અનગિનત એપ્લિકેશન છે અને બધું કનેક્શન રૂબરૂ. મારું કામ ખાલી એ છે કે હું બસ હબ એન્ડ સ્પોક મોડલની જેમ એને ડાયવર્સિફાઈ કરવાની ટ્રાય કરું છું મારા બેસ્ટ કેપેસિટીમાં. બટ તમારા જેવો કોઈ વેસ્ટ ટુ વેલ્થ કન્સેપ્ટમાં જોઈન થાય તો આઈ વુડ લવ દેટ.
I would like to do so.
Great.
ये मैं दो तीन चीज़ें दिमाग में आई. आपने ऐसा बोला कि मैं तो MSc करके दुविधा में थी, है ना, और फिर बाद में मैंने सोचा अभी मुझको सारा कुछ मालूम होना चाहिए, तो इसके लिए मैंने PhD ज्वाइन किया. ओके, आई मीन दिस इज नॉट अ वेरी ग्रेट रीजन टू ज्वाइन अ PhD, बट लेकिन एक मेरे जो मिशन डायरेक्टर जिनको मैं रोज याद करता हूँ, सक्सेना साहब को, उनका एक ब्यूटीफुल स्टेटमेंट था. मैंने जब इंक्यूबेटर जब पहले दिन जब बनाने के लिए हमने एक व्हाइट बोर्ड लगाया, उस पर मैंने वो सेंटेंस पहला लिख दिया, परफेक्शन इज द एनिमी ऑफ कंप्लीशन. ओके, तो आप इसको खत्म करने, आप इसको मैं पहले जान लूं, सारा कुछ फील करूं, तो कूदने, मतलब एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज ऑल अबाउट गेटिंग इनटू अनट्रोडन waters and getting and there is a beauty into it. Okay, फिर उसमें कभी मतलब मार भी मिलेगी, वो उसका भी अपना मजा है. तो ऐसा करके यू हैव टू टेक इट फॉरवर्ड, बराबर है. सो इसके लिए आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, उसमें उसके लिए कोई वो बात नहीं है. सेकंड कंपोनेंट जो आपने दूसरा सारा ब्रांडिंग वगैरह का जो इट इज ऑल एन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ब्रांडिंग. हाउ डू यू डू दैट? ओके, सो वेस्ट टू वेल्थ एक्चुअली इज अ fashionable thing to do these days. You will get to see so many number of incubators giving calls that those people who are focusing on waste to wealth are invited to come up. Okay, so we will be very happy if you are looking at waste to wealth, because there are lots of other funding calls where it can be aligned. Okay, so that is the second important thing. Okay, third important thing that I wanted to tell out there was ये business model एक जनरल, आप बैठना चाहो तो बैठ लो, लेकिन क्योंकि लंबा आंसर तो कैसे होता है, कोई बिजनेस होता है तो सबसे पहले आप रॉ मटेरियल खरीदते हो, पैसा देके या उधारी पे, पहले रॉ मटेरियल खरीदते हो, फिर बाद में उसका प्रोसेसिंग करते हो, उसमें से प्रोडक्ट बनाते हो कुछ, तो है ना। तो जब रॉ मटेरियल खरीदते हो तो उसमें भी पैसा जाता है, फिर जब तुम प्रोडक्ट बनाते हो तो उसमें भी कुछ लाइट जाएगा, यूटिलिटीज जाएगा, मैन पावर का पैसा जाएगा, तो पैसा खर्चा करते हो, फिर बाद में तुम प्रोडक्ट बनाते हो। जब प्रोडक्ट बनता है तो प्रोडक्ट बेचोगे तो पैसा या तो तुरंत आएगा या थोड़े दिनों के बाद आएगा, लेकिन जब पैसा आता है तो तुम जाकर के रॉ मटेरियल वालों को, उधारी वाला है उसका भी पैसा देते हो, इधर भी अपने बिल्स चुकाते हो, ये सिस्टम होता है। लेकिन एक MIT की, मतलब एक अमेरिकन सिटीजन है ऑफ चाइनीज ओरिजिन, ऐसी एक लड़की है MIT से पढ़ के, उसने दुनिया भर का स्टडी किया और उसने भी, देखो वो वाला प्रेजेंटेशन देखा नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी गुजरात आई और अहमदाबाद में, सर मेरे को देखना है प्रेजेंटेशन, मेरा आधा मार्केटिंग तो सर कर लेते हैं यार गुजरात का, तो मैं मतलब सर को तो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बना लूं। लेकिन वो लड़की ने आकर के गुजरात में उसने अपना स्टार्टअप खोला। ओके, उसके बिजनेस मॉडल में थोड़ा सा अंतर है। ओके, वो क्या करती है, अभी आप इधर से सूरत में भी होता है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाओगे तो सारा बनाना जितना भी बनता है प्लांट टिश्यू कल्चर से, एक बार बनाना क्या होता है, उसका क्रॉप हार्वेस्ट हो गया तो उसके बाद वो इतना, मतलब दैट सूडो स्टेम इट कैन गिव राइस बट क्वालिटी नहीं आती, इसके लिए लोग, मतलब जो है, जो फार्मर्स है उसको निकाल देते हैं। अब तुम सोचो, केला निकल गया, बाकी नो थर्ड पड़ी है, राइट, उसको जला भी नहीं सकते, इतना सारा पानी का कंपोनेंट है, राइट, तो क्या ये सारा सड़ रहा है उधर, फार्मर्स क्या करते हैं, ट्रैक्टर बुला बुला करके उसको बेचते हैं, राइट। ये लड़की क्या करती है, वो खरीदती है ना, खरीदती नहीं है, पैसा लेकर के रॉ मटेरियल लेती है, पैसा लेके रॉ मटेरियल खरीदती है, पैसा लेके रॉ मटेरियल खरीदती है, समझ गए। अच्छा, उसके बाद वो उसमें से वो सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स बनाती है। ओके, सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स तो मतलब अच्छा, इसके लिए वो गांव में उसने फैक्ट्री लगाई, और इसके लिए जो उसको त्यक्ता बोलते हैं, उसको मतलब विधवा औरतें हैं कुछ ऐसी जो मतलब अबला हैं, ओके, जो सबला नहीं है, अबला हैं, उनको जो है काम देती है, और इसके लिए गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स में से पैसा लेती है। ओके, तो उसको दैट गेट्स फंडेड, और फिर जब प्रोडक्ट बेचती है तो मार्केट में नहीं रखती, उसको एलिट क्लास में ले जाती है। ओके, तो एलिट क्लास की भाई ये तो जो है, ये ऐसी ऐसी, तुम जो पैसा दोगे वो गांव की ये हीरक बहन को पैसा मिलेगा। ओके, तो ऐसा स्पेशल है, तो ऐसा करके देन ची, मतलब तुम बिजनेस मॉडल देखो, समझो, तो अब और फिर बोलती हो मैंने तो ब्रेक इवन 8 महीने में आला, तू 8 महीने में क्या, तू 6 महीने में ब्रेक इवन कर देगी, तुमको है करने के लिए, क्योंकि उसका तो सारा रेवेन्यू, इधर से भी रॉ मटेरियल भी रेवेन्यू, उधर भी रेवेन्यू और उधर भी रेवेन्यू, एंड देन शी हैज इंटरनेशनल पार्टनर्स आउट देयर, और फिर इंटरनेशनल ब्रांडिंग और बाहर बेचती है और ऐसा सब करके, तो ये तो इस मतलब हाँ, लेकिन वो US सिटीजन है और उसके पार्टनर्स जो है इंडियंस हैं, कुछ ऐसा सब, तो ये सेकंड कंपोनेंट। और लास्ट एक बात जो सर ने भी, मतलब मैं सर ने भी जो बताई, वो मैं तुमको कहना चाहता हूँ, सारा कुछ काम अकेले से नहीं होता। ओके, टीम बनना जरूरी है, टीम के बिना कुछ नहीं होता। ओके, अब टीम कहाँ ढूंढोगे? ओके, तो टीम ढूंढने के लिए तुम एक बात समझ लो, ओके, कि सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि कोई काम करने में मजा आए। मजा तभी होता है जब दोस्तों के साथ काम करो, राइट। तो इसके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है कि तुम दोस्त जो है कैसे भी है, कितने भी कमीने हैं, लेकिन ढूंढो और उन दोस्तों को साथ में लेके चलो। ओके, अच्छा, ऐसा है कि दोस्तों को BSc टाइम्स अंडरग्रेड के बाद जो मिलते हैं वो दोस्त होते हैं, बाद में MSc टाइम्स में मिलते हैं, वो तो होते हैं, ठीक ठाक होते हैं, कच्चे पक्के वाले होते हैं। उसके बाद जो मिलते हैं ना वो तो कॉम्पिटिटर्स ही होते हैं। उसके बाद दोस्त मिलने बंद हो जाते हैं। अब तुम ज्यादा फेसबुक करते रहोगे ना तो नहीं मिलेंगे। इसके लिए तुम जाओ बाजार में, तुम घूमो लोगों से। आज मुझको कितने नए दोस्त मिल गए। मैं आता नहीं, मैं ऑनलाइन करता तो नहीं मिलते, है ना। तो ये जो है तुम मतलब इसके लिए वो एक उस ब्राइटनेस से तुम जाओ और थोड़ा करो, दोस्ती करो तो सब बहुत एक्चुअली दिस इज आई मीन आई डोंट नो ओरिजिनल कुछ है, मैंने उसको अडेप्ट किया हुआ है। आई यूज दिस इज नथिंग लाइक स्ट्रेंजर्स, या जस्ट फ्रेंड्स वेटिंग टू मीट। जस्ट डू दैट, मेक इट गुड।
Hello sir, my name is Drishti and I am from DBT VNSGU. My question is to Mr. Tejas. Sir, actually I am very inspired by you. Like people like you have done work in huge MNCs. Like you told you worked in L&T and various other MNCs and you have actually developed various diagnostic tools. So after all this process, you came in a small city. Like Surat has a huge GDP turnover, but you choose Surat as a city to start your startup. So my question is, like in our generation, we student in our field like biotechnology, we still feel that we are missing somewhere, and especially in India, that the scope of biotechnology is somewhere missing. Like we are not getting the enough opportunities. Like maybe there are opportunities, but there are, as ma'am told, Shrishti ma'am told, there are various loopholes also, and not everyone from us can be a job giver. Like they can't start up. Some of us are job seekers also, and we eventually feel that in a corporate world, especially in biotechnology related corporate world, we don't get actually what we deserve. And you choose Surat city to start your startup. So my question is, sir, why Surat, and how you can help us that Surat can become the next city to be a very good, a very good and powerful in terms of biotechnology. I know Surat is increasing its value in IT also, IT, textile, diamonds. This is all like coming from yours, but now we want that biology, biotechnology should also increase in Surat. Ahmedabad, Baroda is at its piece, like they are going in a good graph in terms of biotechnology, but we feel that Surat is somewhere lacking, and you choose Surat as a city to start your startup. So my question is, sir, how and what inspired you, and still how you managed to call all the people from South also, like biotechnology is good in South. Like especially from Gujarat, it is huge.
Kindly be precise for your question, please.
Good in terms in. So my question is that to you, sir. Like, how can you help us?
Okay, I'll try to put more lights on my decision of coming to Surat, right? So I won't be going so far, but there are a lot of analysis which you have to do when you are trying to put up an investment. Okay, and mine is a startup, but it's a bootstrap. We have not taken a rupee yet from any investors. Okay, so you need to understand that what you need to scale up the business. Like Tier 1 city is very good. You have an access, you have everything, but you know the cost of living is very high. And being a manufacturer, you should understand that you have to compete and your production cost has to be minimum. So that's an area in which we would like to have a sweet spot, right? If you go too interior, you don't get people. If you go in Tier 1, you have a cost, right? So that is where we decided we want to get to a Tier 2 city. So that was the first decision that we took, that not to go into Tier 1 city and prefer Tier 2 city. Another thing is we need a supply of intellect. Okay, so manpower is something which is very crucial. So then we have to select a place which has got a good institutes, which can give us a good flow and continuous flow of people, right? Because nobody is going to join a company for their lifetime. Okay, it's good to talk, but there is going to be an attrition. And when you are in startup and you cannot afford to pay too much of or even salary which is up to the market, even if you match, you cannot pay to everybody, right? You need a lot of people in manufacturing. You need to understand that you need a constant flow of people, right? So that is one more thing which we analyze. You need good infrastructure, you need good port connectivity, air connectivity, and a focus from the government. So you just go and read. You have a Delhi-Mumbai infrastructure corridor, you have Surat-Chennai corridor, you have a lot of things, you have Adani Port. So many things are there which we have analyzed, and we felt that this is a place which is really good for everything. Okay, may not be best for everything, but good for everything, right? So that was one of the reasons why we took. Another thing is again kids education, because whenever we want to get some people to get settled here, no, they'll be thinking about whether my kids are able to get good colleges. Do the place is having it? Yes. Surat do have those facilities. The employment for their family, okay, the safety for the girls, right, the security that you get. So there are multiple aspects at which you need to evaluate the place at which you are trying to establish your startup. And when we analyze, okay, I don't want to compare it. I have a comparative analysis of all the states, to be very frank with you, right? All the states. But in my analysis, whatever I do, the rank one went to Gujarat, and within Gujarat, the first rank was Surat, the second was Baroda, right? So I have to choose between these two, and I chose Surat because of varieties of reasons. Okay, so if you need much more detailed analysis, please feel free to contact me. I don't want to bore all the people. But yes, I can prove with stats and data that this is the place which is growing fastest, not only in India but also in the world. So I'm talking about the global scale.
Sir, I have a supplementary question to this young great. See, the best time to start up, of course, is when you have least liabilities.
Yeah.
You chose to do it after L&T. After you have spent your time with such with such master payers, then okay. तो कैसा हो जाता है? Because then your risk is much more when you already have your family or so on. Okay, how did you take that jump? Okay, that might inspire a lot of other little more young people as well, and also will accelerate the others into this. Please.
सर आपने सही बोला कि taking a decision at a mid career is much difficult, right? So मैंने पहले सोचा सर कि और I talked with my wife also that is it okay if I don't give you any money for 4 years? And my wife says yes. Surprise. So you need a support system. Certainly, without a support system, it's very difficult. So we have evaluated what all savings we have and other things. We have not borrowed from anybody, not from any relatives also. But that was the time. And yes, I worked in multinationals. But I'll tell you that gentleman was also asking. Please believe me, even if you, as a highly creative person, makes an industry, as it grows, it becomes lousier and lousier. Okay, the quantum and the bigger the organization, lousier it will be to take any decision. Okay, and the lousiness is the biggest enemy of innovation. You have to be prompt. You have to tap the market. You have to understand the requirement, and you have to be first to provide that solution. So agility is something which is too important, okay? And as you become big, you tend to become more and more rigid. Your thoughts starts getting driven by SOPs, right? So when SOPs take over creativity, output is going to be zero. right? So if you want to do your own, you have to come to the market यार, अपने आप को बेचना आना चाहिए, okay? अगर आप अपने आप को नहीं बेच सकते तो कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. So that was the reason. पैसे की कमी नहीं थी, okay? Company give good amount of compensation, recognition भी problem नहीं था, okay? 15 इंडियन पेटेंट, 3 यूएस पेटेंट ऐसे but उससे क्या if I want to do something which satisfy myself, I have to be there, okay, and I have to manage myself on my own. So that's how I took that call, and I'm just thank you.
Dr. Shiva, you can share very briefly how you take the risk of doing all these things very quickly.
What he says is right. One is drive. He has explained about the other part of like once you have reached to a midfield and you identified the market, you know the market and you know the gaps. Now you are jumping in with your solution. In my case, it was the drive. I wanted to work in the field of human genetics right from the first day of my PhD. I went through a couple of government lines through GenDice. Even in my parent institute of SRK, I wanted to start this lab. So there was the drive. But when at one day I actually convinced myself कि देखो ऐसे काम नहीं होगा. अगर काम ऐसा करना है दूसरों के भरोसे दूसरों के बल पे खड़े होके नहीं होगा. If you want to do it on your own. You may have shoes, you may have tracks, you may have other supporting, but legs are yours. You should have your own legs to work upon. Then I decided whatever happens, I test the water, I jump into it, and then decide whether I'm good for it or not. And that was the decision. I resigned from my job. I took up this company as a startup at that time, which is now an established thing. So you need to believe in yourself, your thought, your dream. So first is that the core component. बाकी सारे supportives हैं. आपके team, government policies, funds, investors, सब कुछ supportive है. But you are the core of this entire organization. So you first prepare yourself कि whatever happens, I am going to work on this. It's my determination first, and then everything will come together. And of course, if the intentions and the efforts are right, it will give product. It will today or tomorrow, or maybe after a couple of years, it will give product.
And just take 60 seconds and add, we want more Shivas and we want more of Tejas Bengalis, right? So what we have done is we have a 4-month idea doodle program. Okay, move, come. We will host you. Okay, we will give you all the consumables, all no fees, everything free of cost. Try out. Okay, छुट्टी रख के आओ. पहले रेजिग्नेशन मत दिखिए. पहले छुट्टी रख के आ जाओ. Okay, सेफ्टी के साथ. बाद में से 4 महीने में तुमको लगता है भाई आ तो आप ही देव છે તો પછી જઈને આપી દેવાનું. અને એવું લાગે 4 મહિનામાં ભાઈ આ તો સાલું રોજ જે એવું થાય કે આ તો યાર આ તો પછી રહેવા જ દે.
Great, excellent. I think by seeing this particular panel discussion and the zeal and zest you all participants have shown, I am sure that one day Surat is not only going to remain famous for food or textile or bridges or diamond, but for biotechnology also. Moving towards the last part of agenda, I heartily request Vice President Sri Ramesh sir for the formal vote of thanks. Please, sir.
सबसे पहले तो देवियों का आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ क्योंकि ज्यादा देवियां हैं और चैम्बर की ओर से आपको whenever you complete your study, I would like to request to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. It will give a huge privilege to be involved in various things relevant to your business and profession. और किसी को कुछ भी मन में बिजनेस के एंगल से, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के एंगल से मेंटरिंग की आवश्यकता है, तो anyone can contact me also. Technologists are there, technocrats are there. I'm not a technical man, I'm a man from commerce. But commerce have a good entrepreneurial skill. So to make realize your dream from knowledge and technology to a business, we are here there. जब एक खेडूत खेती करता है, उनका फार्म अच्छी तरह से प्रिपेयर करता है, देन एटमॉस्फेयर बनता है, इकोलॉजिकल बैलेंस होता है, तो बादल बनते हैं, फिर बारिश आती है, वो बोते हैं, और ऐसे सब एटमॉस्फेयर बनता है, तो फिर ये चैम्बर के फार्म में, खेत में जैसे शिवा आता है, और शिवा चेटियार हो या ना हो, लेकिन वो डांस करता है नॉलेज का, और शिवा के ऊपर मून होता है मयंक, और वो शिवा के ऊपर जो मून होता है, फिर मयंक होता है, स्पेशली ब्राह्मण होता है, तो उनके वो शिवा के फेस के ऊपर से एक नॉलेज वाला, जो बंगाल हमेशा नॉलेज के लिए फेमस है, तो एक बंगाली तेजस आता है। शिवा के फेस से जब नॉलेज आता है, तो एक मर्यादा वाला, मर्यादी वाला दर्शन हो जाए, तो रियली एक अच्छे से दर्शन हो से अपने आप में आनंद होता है, और आनंद सिर्फ आनंद नहीं होता, वो निर्मल आनंद होता है। ये निर्मल आनंद जब आदमी को मिलता है, और आनंद का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, प्रेम नहीं है, तो क्या होता है? So that is nothing but a diversity in names. What I am feeling in my life, I am not a technical man, but when I see a flower, there are lots of diversities there. The biggest thing in universe I am observing is the diversity in the nature. So that you have to observe what I observed in names. And you can observe in a diversity and find your own way. What sir says that you can get anything anywhere, but you have to do. And when there is a will, there is a way. ये आपने कहा, आपके लिए बहुत 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 अच्छा एटमॉस्फेयर था। आज तक मेरी लाइफ में मैंने कभी इतना पॉजिटिव एटमॉस्फेयर नहीं देखा जितना गवर्नमेंट के वक्त देखा। गवर्नमेंट का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जो गुजरात स्टेट का बायोटेक्नोलॉजी मिशन है, उनका एक ऑफिसर हर एक क्वेश्चन में इन्वॉल्व होना पसंद करता है, और पूरे टाइम बैठता है, और आपको अप्रिशिएट करता है, मोटिवेट करते हैं। तो व्हाट डज इट मीन दैट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट बोथ आर देयर, सूरत म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इज देयर, and my dear, you don't worry, Surat is the best place, जहां पूरे हिंदुस्तान में से लोग आए, हम लोग सौराष्ट्र से आए, और जो एक्सेप्टेंस सूरत ने किया कभी कोई भूल नहीं सकता और ऋण चुका नहीं सकता। I'm speaking from bottom of my heart कि ये सूरत ऐसी धरती है कि यहाँ कोई भूखा नहीं सोता, और कोई नहीं कह सकता है कि मुझे एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं मिलता है। आज भी लैकिंग है, शॉर्टेज है स्किलफुल की। तो जैसे आपने बताया कि टीम बनाओ, हेमंगी को बोला, ऐसे टीम बनाने का है। एवरीथिंग इज दैट यू हैव टू आस्क टू द एटमॉस्फेयर, टू द कॉस्मोस, एंड दैट विल द लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन, एंड यू विल गेट इट। आप सबको नॉलेजेबल करने के लिए, सिनारियो बताने के लिए, अवेयर करने के लिए, अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए ये पूरी रेंज ऑफ नॉलेजेबल एंड लर्नेड स्पीकर्स है। मैं तहे दिल से सभी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। दिल से आते रहिए, और हमारे स्टूडेंट्स, हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को मोटिवेट करते रहिए, और ये पूरे साउथ गुजरात को ऐसा ग्रीन बेल्ट, गोल्डन बेल्ट बनाने का है कि नरेंद्र मोदी को इधर फिर से देखना पड़े कि ये क्या हो रहा है इधर। तो आप सबका, आप भी हाजिर रहे, पूरा टाइम दिया, सभी का धन्यवाद। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
लास्ट पॉइंट मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ। These are my girls from Manikavisram Women's University. Just a year before we have started biotechnology. These are second year students. सो ऑब्वियसली दे मतलब इतना उन लोगों को अवेयरनेस नहीं है, दे आर जस्ट लर्निंग. तो एक आनंद भदालकर सर से रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो भी गवर्नमेंट वेंचर्स हो रहे हैं ऑल आर इन द नॉर्थ गुजरात. एंड बीइंग वुमेन इट्स ऑलवेज नॉट पॉसिबल कि हर टाइम सब बच्चे वहाँ पे है, कुछ कंस्ट्रेंट्स फैमिली की वगैरह भी होती है. तो क्या ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं कि कुछ लाइक ये इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स है या फिर कोई रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो यहाँ पे उनको सपोर्ट करने के लिए आप कुछ कर सको. और another request to SGCCI, keep on doing this kind of activities so the students can get this opportunity to learn these things from this kind of people.
We had a program of food expo at Vanita Visram under the leadership of Darshan Marjadi. He is my good friend, and I was a guest at that time, and I offer again from SGCCI to anything you want in the development of your knowledge and entrepreneurship. We are here to that.
Thank you very much, sir.
संडे को गुजरात इंटीग्रेटेड बायो नेटवर्क का प्रोग्राम था विसनगर में. उधर शिकायत ये थी कि आप तो ज्यादा साउथ गुजरात की ओर करते हो. तीन ECBC साउथ गुजरात में है, 2 सूरत में, 1 वाकड़ में है. हमारे 2 बायोटेक कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग सेल्स भी इधर ही है. तो इस तरीके से सूरत हमारा जो we are slightly off-centric more towards Surat, but then and I am on your board, तो whenever वो तो आपको हुकुम करने का है तो करके आ जाएंगे और कर लेंगे. लेकिन सर मैं I take this opportunity, आपको भी लिखा है हमने, और गौरव सर इज ऑल्सो कोऑर्डिनेटिंग. हमारा एक मीटिंग भी हो गया और हम चाह रहे हैं कि मतलब GSBTM, STBI, GBU और SGCCI हम लोग एक कुछ कायमी इधर, चलो कायमी नहीं, एक थोड़ा लॉन्ग टर्म एक इधर बनाएं और साथ में मिलके कुछ काम करें इधर. और ऐसे क्योंकि इधर एपेटाइट है, राइट. अब किसी में आप मतलब प्यास लगा दो, एक एपेटाइजर लगा दो, फिर बाद में खाना ना दो तो बात नहीं बनती है ना. तो इसके लिए अब तो जरूरी है कि हमको इनकी प्यास बुझानी होगी.
तो अगर गवर्नमेंट रेडी है तो वी हैव 2 places. Here it is, one in Nanbura and one at Sarsana. So huge premises we have. We offer on the behalf of SGCCI, subject to the permission of managing committee, कि there must be a center, a permanent center for the biotechnology information, all help desk should be there. We offer from SGCCI. You prepare from the government.
Thank you very much. Very positive, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, audience. You are a great participant. Thank you. Thanks a lot.